You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? We have a lot to discuss today. We're going over all kinds of stuff from Devonte Adams. Will he maybe face a suspension? This is speculation on my part. We don't really know. There's no word coming down from the league or anything regarding this, but the fact that this looks really bad, the NFL is looking for a bunch of W's given all the L's they've been taking. I think they may look into this. We've got talk about Christian McCaffrey trades and such throughout the league, and the Panthers coming out talking about them not wanting to trade him. They're not looking to shop him. We got Dalton Schultz injured again. Let's get to the news desk.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Let's kick it off with the Devonte Adams stuff because this could have some implications. Now, granted, the Raiders go on a week number 6 bye week, so you're without Devonte Adams this week, okay? But is he going to potentially face a possible suspension upon his return? I don't know. A lot of people are saying there's going to be a slap on the wrist, but if you watch the footage, if you really take in what happened after this game on Monday night, where Devonte Adams shoved this cameraman to the ground, and it wasn't like he nudged him, he pushed him really hard. Now, granted, the guy is going to retire off this. We know that. So he's filing a police report. He's going to obviously try and settle and probably will with Devonte Adams and probably have a nice early retirement. Let's give the man a round of applause.
Mashed potatoes!
I'm not condoning that kind of behavior. I'm just saying, like, this guy retired. I'm just giving him a round of applause for his early retirement. Him and his family heading to Hawaii probably soon. But Devonte Adams, you can't allow this. You can't allow this. As much as I want to, like, as a fantasy owner, defend Devonte Adams in a way and say the guy stepped in his way. He had as described by a lot of media outlets, had a big metal object and walks in front of Devonte Adams. There's ways of going about this. Do you think Patrick Mahomes would have shoved him? Do you think that other players would have? No, Devonte Adams decided to launch the man to the ground out of aggression. And I don't care if it was a rough game. I don't care if it was he was hyped up. I don't care if these players are groomed to hit and destroy. You can't allow this kind of thing without punishment, and so I think the NFL will look into potentially one-game suspension. Look into it. I'm not saying it's a lock. I'm just saying it's something to think about. It's something to brace for because this looks really, really bad. And to allow this to happen without any ramifications, I know they're going to fine him. They're going to fine him, but to not provide any sort of discipline beyond that, because people are going to look at that as a slap on the wrist. To give somebody a slap on the wrist for launching a cameraman to the ground like that because he was in your way and you were upset about the game can't be allowed. So I think we're really looking at something here as a potential, downer for fantasy football owners that are not only going to have him out for week 6 on the bye week, but potentially be maybe looking at some sort of discipline for week 7. So we'll see how that goes. But the man is filing charges against Devonte Adams, and we'll see where that goes. Probably a settlement very, very soon. Tomlin reports that we've been playing Jalen Warren more and will continue to do so. It is very, very, very much time to freak out and panic about this man, Naji Harris, who, granted, let's be honest, I liked him in the offseason. I liked him going into week 1. But as soon as week 1 was concluded, this was a must-sell, must-get-out-of situation, Naji Harris. Do I like situations where you can buy low on him to an extreme degree? Yeah, there are scenarios where Naji can live in both the sell high or sell medium, just get rid of him bucket, and then also the buy dirt cheap cellar dweller type level of value. Yeah, I mean, I would take Naji if you're getting rid of like I had someone approach me, take Naji and they give away Dobbs. I take Dobbs, I take Dobbs and send him packing. I take 10 Dobbs and send him packing for Naji. Curtis Samuel, like, come on. You know, you can, if you take Naji Harris and combine him with another player on your team, you can go get somebody that is of high value just by throwing Naji in. The only reason I acquired Naji Harris on the dirt cheap, and some people are so done with him, they'll give him away. Like, let's say a DJ Moore. You got a DJ Moore. I would take Naji Harris for DJ Moore. I would take Naji Harris in a heartbeat for those types of players, because if I then couple Naji with let's say a DK Metcalf, and I start sending out DK Metcalf and Naji, I can start getting big name wide receivers in return, whereas I'm not going to get that with DJ Moore and DK Metcalf. So it's all about positioning yourself for the next trade. That is the only condition and situation where I'm buying Naji Harris, where I'm getting him so cheap that I'm going to turn him like a house I'm acquiring at a foreclosure and flip it and then get rid of it as fast as I can. That's the only way I'm going after Naji Harris. This situation isn't getting better. He's still got, I think, a potential foot issue to be concerned about. It doesn't look or appear like his foot's bothering him to some degree. But then again, he's playing so badly, maybe it is. Maybe it is still bothering him. Maybe his explosion isn't there. But the situation's awful. And the fact that the Steelers are talking about using Jalen Warren and continuing to use him, and they want to use him more and more, that is not good. If Naji Harris loses goal line work, if they ever get near the goal line in Pittsburgh, then it's like, how are you even going to get rid of Naji? You're going to literally have to hold on to this man and ride him into the ground. If you can get rid of him right now across position, Naji Harris, for, let's say, an A.J. Brown, and that's one of the conversations I'm having with one of the Instagram exclusive members, and you can go to my stories if you want to become an Instagram exclusive member and get into an exclusive chat group where we're talking about stuff like this. I'm taking A.J. Brown for Naji straight up. And if I can get a little more, I will. If I can't, so be it. But why not take a player like A.J. Dillon, go across position before... I'm sorry, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown. I said A.J. Dillon, I'm sorry. A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown. I go across position and take an A.J. Brown straight up for a Naji Harris. Straight up. A.J. Dillon, no. If I'm trading for A.J. Dillon, I get more. I apologize. I was misstating what player I was talking about. So if AJ, so this individual I'm talking about has Naji Harris and wants A.J. Brown, wide receiver. That is a fantastic swap out. And I venture to say, can I get a raise of hands in here, thumbs up, whatever, if you would choose, or actually just tell me the name. Who would you draft first, A.J. Brown or Naji Harris? I venture to say, and I could be wrong, that the majority of everybody in here would draft A.J. Brown, AJB, over Naji. I think everybody in here is probably going to be leaning that direction. So for, I think it was Cameron. Is it Cameron that I was talking to in the exclusive chat? You were looking at maybe swapping and getting rid of Naji. This is it. This is your one time to do this. I don't think you're going to have the ability. Yes, Caspo, they are offering this. I'm seeing it. You're never going to have the ability to get rid of Naji Harris probably at this value again. This is it. This is probably the last week where you can get an A.J. Brown. The last week where you can get an equivalent type of player like that across the position and go get it. It's pretty much AJB across the board. There was one Naji vote. One Naji vote. I believe it was Harvest. One Naji vote. Harvest, why do you want Naji Harris over A.J. Brown? I'm not trying to call you out. I just would love to know the explanation. AJB, but no one's trading that. Yes, they are, Texas. I'm talking to several people that they have the offer on the table and they're wavering, and I'm telling them to take A.J. Brown. May not happen to everybody, But it doesn't mean it's not, just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean nobody's doing it. People won't trade for Naji. Yes, they will, Mike. Not everybody lives in your world. What Naji dynasty value? I don't know what his dynasty value is, bro. At this point, am I trading for him in dynasty at dirt cheap rock bottom pricing? Like I said, give me Naji over DJ Moore. Give me Naji over guys like that. In dynasty, I'm trading Dobbs. I'm trading all those guys for Naji, but then I'm flipping them. Bottom line, simple as can be. So yeah. Cameron, I think you have your answer from everybody in here. Naji is guaranteed touches. AJB has to share. So this is some of the thinking, and I'm not trying to call you out, Heating. You have your opinion, and you're okay to have it, but there are people out there that still believe that Naji has more value, so it can be done. It's just not going to be everybody. Not everybody wants Naji. It's going to be hit and miss whether you can find an owner that's willing to take him. Harvest wants to defend Naji as well. I feel Naji is safer in general. So there are people that are going to prefer that. Now, here's a good question. Naji or ETN? You almost have to say Naji, right? But then you think about it, it's like ETN might pass him very quickly. And ETN was a player that a lot of people were giving up on, cutting him. What do I do with him? Do I release him, Smitty? I'm totally tired of this guy, ETN. He's a bust. And we said, wait. We said, be patient. Some people weren't. Some people were reactive. Some people had knee-jerk reactions and cut ETN. It was ridiculous. People cutting ETN. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with anybody cutting ETN? Will ETN surpass Naji? Probably. Everybody in here saying they'd rather have ETN over Naji Harris. I don't blame you. I don't blame you one single bit. I believe ETN will have more value than Naji Harris. This one's easy, Angus. This one's easier than that one. Walker or Naji? Walker by far. Walker by far. Walker could be a top 7 to 10 running back. Naji Harris is not a top 7 to 10 running back. Plain and simple. I'm going to go to the voicemail group.
Hey, Smitty, it's Tyler. I got a question for you, man. I am a Devonte Adams and Tyreek Hill owner, both looking at possibly missing some time. Which one are you more worried about? Do you think both of them are going to hold their value going forward throughout the season? Before this week, I was pretty confident in those guys, and now after the situations, I just don't know how to feel, man. I feel burned. Obviously, they're elite talent, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on those guys. I'm looking to pick up Alec Pierce tonight, and hopefully I can do some patchwork. Only got Rondale Moore and Elijah Moore as backup receivers, Josh Palmer. I just don't know what to do. Thanks for the help, Smitty.
Yeah, and his first question was...
Both looking at Adams and Tyreek Hill.
So, Adams isn't missing time yet. Let's make that very, very clear. I led with that and was very careful to word it right. There's no word from the NFL that they're going to hand out a one-game suspension or more. That's my speculation. I'm not even saying it's for sure going to happen. I'm just telling you guys to brace for it. If you're a Devonte Adams owner or you're going to inquire about trading for him, there is in my opinion, strong possibility that the league says we probably need to. Yeah, super chats. I'm getting after the news, bro. I got you, Heaton. Appreciate you, my man. There's a strong possibility that the league is going to look at this strong, make a strong stance. And because of the bye week, the word is that the NFL is, taking their time trying to figure out if they do want to take any action. So the NFL is looking into it. The NFL is definitely looking into it. The word is the NFL is looking into it. That's been confirmed. The NFL is looking into, we'll open up the phone lines in a bit, Efren, so don't worry. The NFL is looking into whether they're going to hand down financial, like a fine, disciplinary action, which they're going to do. That's almost a guarantee. And they're not closing the door on a potential 1 game, 2 game, 3. Like, who knows? At most, it's probably going to be a 1 game if it is a 1 game at all. You have a lot of people that say, oh, they're not going to suspend him again. He'll be fine. How do you know? How do you know? Is there a strong likelihood that the NFL won't suspend him a game? Maybe. But I don't even think you could say strong. I don't think any of us know. Roger Goodell's not that predictable, and the NFL's looking for a W. They're looking for a few wins. So to answer your question, Tyreek Hill worries me for several reasons. One, Tyreek Hill is, banged up. Number two, Tua's out, and so is Bridgewater. Who knows if Bridgewater is going to be ready or when he's going to be ready. This is an awful situation offensively right now compared to what it was. Comparatively to what it was, it's like night and day. And while Hill's elusive enough and amazing enough of a person, you watched a different video than I did. He barely pushed him. What are you talking about? Kamara should be done for a while, says Matt. Why is that? New angle showed dude ran right in front of him. Split second response. Doesn't matter though, Tanner. I understand where you're coming from, Tanner. I obviously you have to be a Devonte Adams owner. You have to be, because that is definitely a defensive response, which I don't blame you. You're a D Adams owner. You're going to come to your boy's defense. I appreciate it, but you can't say split second decision of shoving the man the way he did. It's not this. It's not like nobody else would have done that, bro. I mean, there would have been other players that would have done it, but. This is like if Derek Carr was running in that situation, if Hunter Renfrow was running, a lot of people say it looked like Hunter Renfrow. That's why he shoved him. If it was another player running that didn't have potentially that diva, temperament, they wouldn't have shoved him, even though he stepped in front of him. There's no excuse, Tanner. There's no excuse for shoving that cameraman to the ground the way he did. He didn't bump him. He didn't nudge him. He launched him. And he showed no remorse when he did it. He showed remorse in the locker room when he realized what had happened and how bad this was going to come down on him. I give him some credit for how quickly he addressed it, but he knew he had to. He didn't even try and pick the guy up. If he was worried about him, if he was worried about the Hunter Renfrow lookalike that he launched into the ground, he would have went over and picked him up immediately. Said, I didn't mean to do that. No, he looked at him and he kept going, bro. He kept walking. He kept going through the tunnel as angry as he was when he shoved him. So I get what you're saying, Tanner, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to defend Devonte Adams at all. And I own him in a couple leagues. I'm like you. I want him to play. But from a human perspective, this guy Devonte Adams deserves a 1-game suspension. He just does. You can't get away with. You can't let NFL players launch people. No excuse for Kamara beating up that guy either. Same thing, Matt. Exactly. And that's why Kamara, there is that threat of Kamara being raptured from the NFL any moment when the full video releases. I'll be getting to the super chats as soon as we're done with the news. Naji Harris or Walker, that's an easy call for me, Walker. We talked about ETN and Naji Harris. We're talking about ETN over Naji Harris. This is absolutely crazy. That guy's looking for a payday. Well, I mean, of course he is at this point, bro, but I don't think he stepped out in front of him expecting that reaction, because most people wouldn't have launched him, bro. Most people would have went, whoa, 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 like he grabbed him and then moved him aside or whatever. Like, to anticipate that Devonte Adams was going to launch you, I don't think he was out looking for a payday, living legend. I don't think that was. If so, he's a very good at predicting human behavior more than the average bear. If he was out there trying to get got in his way or not, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. These are a bunch of Devonte. I don't blame you. There's a bunch of Devonte Adams owner responses right here in the chat. Right, he got in his way. He launched him. He got in his way. Let's see here. You're a pro. Keep your feelings away from the fans and workers. Exactly. Appreciate you, living legend. You're the man. So anyway, this is bad news for Naji Harris. I'm already forgetting his name. He's so far from my mind. Christian McCaffrey. There's been talk about potential trades. Look. The Panthers aren't actively trying to trade him, but the Panthers would openly, they would be open to an idea and concept that made the team and set the team up for the future. So is it crazy to imagine this man, Christian McCaffrey, being traded? No. I think a trade isn't that crazy to imagine. I think it's something I can fathom. So we'll keep an eye out on that. It's tough to know where he would land, what team would be actively looking for him. I'm trying to think of some teams that make a lot of sense. Toss out a couple landing spot ideas that would make sense from a fantasy perspective and from a perspective of a team that's looking for a running back. And don't say the Niners. You guys throw the Niners out. It's like the Niners aren't trading for McCaffrey, number one. Number two, they're not that type of team that's going to go get a big name player like that, and it's just not going to happen. So throw out another team name that isn't the 49ers. CMC Seahawks call no. Heating, why would they just got oh, I'm not saying you're like I just feel like you're putting bad juju out there in the space, bro. I don't know. I can't say that the injuries wouldn't have them potentially looking at something, but good God, man, we don't. That's the last thing we need for Kenneth Walker. Better not be. Scared Bills would be interesting. RGB Bills would be interesting. CMC over Akers. That's Captain Obvious stuff right there, Rob. Come on, bro. The Bills would be something. The Bills would be something, bro. That would be unbelievable. But Rob's saying the Rams, Saquon's not getting traded. The Jets. Come on, Cliff. We got two people in here trying to put a forecast of rain over the heads of Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. Cliff. Cliff. Chiefs, okay. Another Ram vote. CMC to the Rams. Eagles, a lot of Eagle suggestions here. Eagles talk. I mean, Carolina. Let's see here. Cardinals. I see a lot of Cardinals. A lot of Eagles. Broncos. Can you imagine CMC going to Denver and Hackett giving Melvin Gordon 50% of the work? Can you imagine what we'd be saying to ourselves if CMC ended up on the Denver Broncos and Nathaniel Hackett, Nady Boy Hackett, kept giving the football to Melvin Gordon or Boone? Maybe he makes it a three-headed monster. We're going to ease Christian McCaffrey into it. Can you imagine? The Bengals would be interesting. Although Mixon owners would not be happy. That's for absolute certain. Russell Wilson, speaking of the Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett said QB Russell Wilson's shoulders should be ready to play against the Chargers in week number 6. No offense to any Bronco fans out there, but I hope the Chargers absolutely blast Nathaniel Hackett and the Denver Broncos. Vikings place running back Ty Chandler on injured reserve. This is interesting. I bring this up because Alexander Madison's getting cut everywhere. I'm looking around and I'm seeing Alexander Madison cut here, cut there, cut here, cut there. And it is time to grab him if you have the spot for it, because this is one of those situations where it's like if you're preemptive about it. Ron Navy trying to throw a rain cloud over... Ron's trying to throw a rain cloud over Ramondre Stevenson's season, saying the Patriots for CMC. Ty Chandler being on IR for at least 4 games, whatever, puts Alexander Madison in the driver's seat, or the shotgun seat, and you don't have to worry about it. Like, if Cook does suffer injury, it will be Madison's season for that period of time. So this is somebody you need to make sure Alexander Madison isn't on waivers if you have room for it. Now, granted, not everybody's got room. Not everybody's got room to hang on to this guy either, who I admit was a big bust on my part. And part of me wants to say I couldn't predict the Dak Prescott injury or the Dalton Schultz injury, but even when he's been on the field, he hasn't done anything. This has been a total bust so far. And unfortunately, if you can't hang on to him, you can't hang on to him. He apparently re-injured his PCL, which is on the back of the knee. Well, it's in the middle of the knee, but on this model on the back, it's the diagonal, this one right here, the diagonal ligament. This is the ACL down here. It's responsible for holding the knee from, here's your knee, it bends like this. It's responsible, the ACL kind of stabilizes the knee, and especially from going forward. The PCL stabilizes it from going like backwards and slipping backwards, almost like you're slipping off a step. And so that is, to re-injure that and to re-aggravate it most certainly set him back. I imagine, you never know, could be bad reporting, but I imagine that he'll be out because that's not something you usually aggravate and then you can get back to where you can get back on the field again. If it took him out of week 5, it's most likely bad enough to keep him out for a little while. That is the news. Appreciate you all.
From the fantasyfootballshow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Now it is time to answer super chats, take your phone calls, answer more voice messages. Let's start off with this voicemail from, I believe it was Michael Payne.
Hey Smitty, do you think I could get Dylan and Chase for AJ Brown and Khalil Herbert?
Dylan and Chase for AJ. Yeah, I think you could get that, and I would take Jamar Chase and Dylan in a heartbeat over AJ Brown. I like AJ Brown. I still fully believe in Jamar Chase. I don't care what others feel. I mean, I care, but I disagree. I don't care if others feel my opinions. Hanging on too long to Jamar, at some point you got to move on, whatever. Like, if your team's 0-5, look, I understand, but what are you going to do if you own Jamar Chase? People saying, Smitty, you keep telling people to hang on to Jamar. How long do you hang on? Well, what is your alternative? Like, give me your alternative and I'll tell you a solution or whether you should take the alternative. If the alternative is to get a Pittman and an Aaron Jones for Jamar Chase, then I'm all for that. But that's a separate situation than saying give up on Jamar Chase. Or if you're asking me, go forward, where do I rank Jamar Chase? Go forward, I rank Jamar Chase as a top 4 to 7 wide receiver. His range is pretty big. Granted, I'll give you that. I do worry about him having inconsistency because he's clearly showing being inconsistent, and some of it is in his own head, not just the offense or the offensive line. Some of it is T. Higgins being out and defenses focusing on Jamar Chase. He's made good plays. He's made bad plays. He's been a disaster. He's been somebody that could have caught 3 touchdowns in week number 1. Like, there's all kinds of ways to look at this, but I do know the talent is there. I don't think our eyes tricked us last year, and we watched a guy become a top 5 wide receiver. I think we're all correct on that. It's just a bad situation. So the question is, do I take Jamar Chase and A.J. Dillon over A.J. Brown? The answer is yes. If I'm drafting in a draft today, I draft Jamar Chase over A.J. Brown, and you're giving me Dillon. I like A.J. Brown, but I'm drafting Jamar Chase over A.J. Brown if I'm drafting today. That's me. You can be different, and I understand if you felt different about it. This is Austin.
Hey Schmitty, how do you feel about Sutton or Pittman rest of season, 0.5 PPR? Who do you think has a better outlook?
Sutton or Pittman? I'm going Pittman. Pittman is one of the best buy low players right now in fantasy football, mid-range player type value. Because Pittman still could be a wide receiver, I would say, low-end wide receiver 1. And look, before week number 5 kicked off, I told everyone to calm down about giving up on Gabe Davis. People were throwing Gabe Davis into deals that they shouldn't have been doing. We said stop it. We said Gabe Davis was worth waiting on. He had an amazing week 1 where everybody walked out of that week 1 game saying, oh my God, Gabe Davis is a low-end wide receiver 1. And we're all hyped up. We were doing standing ovations. Colin with a $20 super chat. Colin, I'll be getting to that one in a second, okay, pal? $20 super chats, they go to the straight to the head of the line. I'm sorry. It's political. It is what it is. That's life. Insert the That's Life song. Appreciate you. But I will be going through the super chats right after I answer this voice message. What was the question again?
Hey, Schmitty, how do you feel about Sutton or Pittman?
Oh, Pittman. Go buy Pittman right now. Go buy Pittman right now. I told you to go get Gabe Davis. I told you to not trade Gabe Davis. I told you to get Gabe Davis thrown into deals. Look at Gabe Davis now. I'm telling you, from a guy who didn't like the draft value of Michael Pittman, I told everyone to stay away from Michael Pittman at these crazy high values you all were spending. Not everybody in here, but a lot of people on this Michael Pittman train are now getting off it. Guess what? I'm here to collect. I'm here for the fire sale. I'm here for the foreclosure. Now everybody's foreclosing on Michael Pittman. I'm here to come in and buy the foreclosure, clean it up, and flip it while everybody's willing to jump ship. Go get Michael Pittman. Go get him now. This is one of the best values in fantasy football. Voicemail group 2 hasn't dropped any voicemails. This is ridiculous. I'm going to have to get some new blood in there. Jim.
Hey, Smitty. With the reports that Damian Harris can miss multiple weeks, what's this mean for Ramondre Stevenson? Do you see Belichick and the Patriots incorporating a kind of a committee here? Do you see anybody taking targets away from Ramondre? Or do you see him as a top 15 running back the next few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, look, they got rookies. They've got all kinds of options that Belichick could screw this up. But I do feel like it is Ramondre Stevenson season. I feel like the time does feel like it's here. And he did so good in week 5. Blasted over 100 total yards. He's got the ability to come in and be an absolute monster. Sick Nasty, I got your super chats. I'm going through them in just 1 second. Steve.
Hey Smitty, just got offered this trade, 12-team PPR. I send Deebo Samuel and Dameon Pierce. I get CeeDee Lamb and Breece Hall. Thanks.
Deebo Samuel and Dameon Pierce for CeeDee Lamb and Breece Hall.
Hey, Tony or Wendell Robinson is...
Wait, what is this?
I send Deebo Samuel and Dameon Pierce. I get CeeDee Lamb and Breece Hall. Thanks.
What do you guys think in the chat? Deebo Samuel and Dameon Pierce for CeeDee Lamb and Breece Hall. I mean, you could argue either side of that. I'm curious what the chat thinks. I like Deebo Samuel more than I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Breece Hall a tad more than I like Dameon Pierce. So you kind of are like polling on both sides of that. It's pros and cons of doing the trade on both sides. I like Dameon Pierce a lot, though. I kind of feel like I don't like CeeDee Lamb as much go forward as he's been, obviously playing. Like, I'm selling CeeDee Lamb. It's a wash. We got a lot of even Steven type of things. Keep Deebo. It's a wash. Pretty even. Most people are saying Deebo's side, but it's pretty close to even. And this is the last voicemail. And then I'm going to the super chat.
With the Giants looking like a somewhat competent offense under Brian Dable, do you think stashing either Kadarius Toney or Wendell Robinson is worth the hold?
I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. To me, I hope I'm not starting one of those guys, to be honest with you. All right, let's get to these super chats, and then we'll start taking some phone calls. Super chat time. Alex, let's go to the marker board. Let's see here. Let's fire up the lighting here. Okay, super chat number 1, $10 hauler from Alex.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you, buddy boy. Alex dropping some fire. Feel like I need to trade my depth to win, but I don't know what to do. 10-man PPR, Dak, CMC, Pierce, Hill, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Hunter. Okay, bench is D-Hop, Walker. Your bench ain't Walker no more, pal. Although shoot, maybe you can't. Yeah, you might have a dilemma if you can only start 2 running backs and then 2 wide receivers. But I imagine you're starting a flex, or at least it's a 3 wide receiver. But yeah, I honestly think CMC and Pierce I don't touch. Hill I try and turn into potentially JJ or Cup or maybe even Jamar Chase. Maybe you trade Hill and Sutton for Jamar Chase. Maybe you trade Hill and Pickens for Jamar Chase, Hill and Algier for Jamar Chase. You might be able to trade Hill straight up for Jamar Chase, although he's banged up. You got to give up a Sutton, you do it. You do it. You got to give up a B-Rob, you probably do it. Hill's banged up. His quarterbacks are banged up. We don't even know if Tua is ever going to play again. So this is a pretty easy call for me, in my opinion. I kind of feel like you got to do this move. You got to make a move on Hill, like trade Hill. Past that, if you can only start 2 running backs, I assume you can start Kenneth Walker. You're saying Kenneth Walker's on your bench, but maybe you can't. Maybe you can only start 2 RBs. If that's the case, I mean, Kenneth Walker's got a ton of trade value right now. I'm not saying I want you to get rid of him, but if you can get rid of Walker and D-Hop, Alex, I might need more information on this one. I want you to upgrade your quarterback situation a lot. What can you get with Kenneth Walker? Does anybody out there have two quarterbacks? Does anybody have like a Jalen Hurts and somebody? I'm going to put your question to the side here because I feel like I need more information. Heating up was offered Breece Hall and Jamar for Eckler. I'm taking that. That's a slam dunk.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, that's an easy call, bro. That's an absolutely smash. As much as I love Eckler, Breece Hall could hang with Eckler. I'm not saying he will. I'm saying he could. We got almost 400 people in here and only 97 thumbs up. Can we do something about that? Just, pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Eckler, Breece Hall could hang. He could hang with Eckler. I'm not saying he will. He could. And you're getting Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase could hang with Eckler. Do you see what I'm talking about, Heating? Both the players you're getting, while I would draft Eckler higher than both of them. Understand what I'm saying. Both of them could be as good as Eckler. You're getting 2 of them. It's the easiest question I've been asked all day. Heating. The easiest one. Outdoors. The Kamara for JT trade was accepted. Should I trade Hill, Higbee for D. Adams and Andrews off the possible suspension news? There is no possible suspension news. I want you to understand that was spec on my part unless something is broken since I've said that. But I think let's be careful how we say that. But do I take Adams and Andrews for Hill and Higbee? Yeah. I don't think you're going to get that. But if you can get that, bro, I'd smash that all day long. I don't care if a Devonte Adams suspension news piece comes out and he's out for week number 7 for sure. He has the bye week in week 6. Even if suspended for week 7, let's say that news broke. I would take this and run, bro. Take it and run. It is a massive win. Absolute smash.
You've just been Smitty approved.
This next question is from Jose. Jose says, just got offered Swift and Davis for Kelsey. This is interesting. I love Gabe Davis. I love Swift. I feel like Kelsey's got a little bit more pull than this right now. I feel like you're probably selling low on this for right now, bro. That's what my gut tells me. My gut tells me that you could get more off of that 4 touchdown game for Kelsey. Swift has a bye week now. He's been hurt. You don't know what he's even dealing with. Gabe Davis has been missing, but finally broke back out. I don't dislike it. I just think you can get more. And so I like where you're going with it, but what else can you add to the trade? This one, should I send JT away for AJB and ETN? I like ETN. I love AJ Brown, but JT is worth more in my opinion. So I'm going to say no.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
You haven't been disapproved, but your trade has been. Not by a ton. I love ETN. ETN could, let me put it this way. ETN could get to this level where I'm loving this side of the trade, the AJ Brown ETN side. But it's fair market value, bro. It's all about what is fair, what is not. Don't go sending a guy like JT away at less than fair market value. ETN doesn't warrant the valuation that this trade offer is suggesting he does. He could get there, but you don't want to buy a house for $200,000 when it's worth $180 because you think it'll be worth $225. Well, I'm just going to spend $200 because I know it'll be worth $225. You can't do it. You can't play that game, and this isn't good enough return. This one from Jay. Jay says, if they suspend Evans for one game, that's a player. Imagine what happens to Adams. That's what I'm saying. Jay, you couldn't have worded it any better. If Evans pushes and fights with a player, what do you think is going to happen to Adams shoving a cameraman down to the ground, a defenseless cameraman that wasn't even in his face to fight? And Evans got sent packing for a game when he didn't even do. It's not like the cameraman was trying to fight him or getting in his face. I think that's a great way to put it, Jay. And I think you're right. And that's why I started the whole show with that. I don't have any information on that, but I do believe that a one-game suspension will be looked at. And I think people are crazy to think that the NFL's just sitting here right now going, yeah, we're going to give him a slap on the wrist. Ramondre Stevenson, dynasty value. New England is risky. It's hard to know what the dynasty value is, Bianca, but I think that you could probably put it around like low-end running back 2 value, maybe super high flex value. I think if you start comparing him to like high-end running back 2s, you run the risk of getting burned because you don't know the longevity's there. In Dynasty, I probably sell him way more than I hold him. In redraft, I hold him and use him because his value is about to skyrocket. And you may want to wait a week because his value could go up. You could roll the dice and trade him as high as you can in anticipation that the buying owner wants to pay what's sustainable value, where he's at right now. But it depends on what you're getting. The best trades for things like this, Bianca, are across position trades. You go get a wide receiver, and you get a wide receiver that would be drafted ahead of Stevenson. And because he's a running back, Stevenson, you can get that. You can get a player that you shouldn't be able to get because the running back market is scarce. People are freaking out about RBs, their RB situation. You might very well be able to go get yourself into a wide receiver like, Debo, or you could buy low on a Tyreek Hill. Although I'm kind of staying away from Tyreek Hill. You could go get a Jamar Chase using Stevenson, even if you had to throw in a little bit or just do it straight up. Those are things you can't do running back for running back with Stevenson. So his trade value is definitely there, but you want to make sure you trade across position if you want the most bang for your buck. Efren said, and Hoovie, if you want an answer so badly, send a super chat. Thank you, Efren. I appreciate your support. Hoovie, I'm going to try and get to your questions, bro. I have a lot going on. Like, as I grow, I'm obviously not going to get to as many questions in the chat. And I got to take care of my super chats. I got to take care of my voicemails. I got to keep the show flowing, Hoovie. And I'm doing my best. As Mom always said when I drove her nuts as a kid, I'm doing the best I can. Here's what she said. Here's what Mom said. I'm doing the best I can, little Smitty. Just leave me alone. I heard that more times than you can imagine. Okay, I'm doing the best I can. Start ETN every week and don't care what happens, says Avatar. Avatar says, give it to me. Give me the ETN.
To the moon.
To the moon, says Avatar. That's my boy, Avatar. Stevenson Waddle for Debo. This is tough. I would love to know what the chat thinks of this. Give me your opinions right here. Give me your opinions right here. Slight push. The dude flew back. Yeah, there was no slight push. I love that people said that he pushed him slightly. Or Adams said that. He goes, I gave him a small push. He didn't give him a small push. He launched the man. He launched the man. He absolutely launched the man. Here's the tweet. Launched him. Launched him. You see that? You see that? Here it is. Here it is. Here's the tweet. Launched the man. The man went flying. Don't tell me it was a slight push. Dude launched him. He went flying. He went flying. Yeah. Stevenson Waddle for Debo. What are we saying? Waddle is the same as Debo. Stevenson and Waddle, no, nah. Watch the replay. I just watched the replay, Mr. TD. We just showed it to everybody. Everybody just saw the replay. I just showed it. ETN to the moon. Let's go ETN. Yeah. I don't know on this one. Waddle scares me. I probably take I probably hold the Stevenson Waddle side, but Waddle scares me. I do love the value of Debo. Let's see what everybody thinks here. Debo says kid. Debo says chosen money. If I'm going with Stevenson, Waddle. The problem is Stevenson, bro. What if Stevenson just explodes? Waddle scares me. Waddle does scare me. Waddle doesn't feel secure. Debo side. Stevenson is a league winner, says Jordan. Debo side. A lot of Debos, bro. A lot of Debos on this side of the trade. Waddle, Stevenson, if you need RBs. I think that's what it kind of comes down to, but he has Hall, Swift, and Walker. Give me Debo. Given what you have going on here, I'm going to say give me Debo. You've got Hall, you've got Swift, you've got Walker. Stevenson might not even get on the field for you. I think maybe you try for a... But Debo's really good, bro. Maybe you try for a little bit better wide receiver, reach a little bit, but I think I might take the Debo side. Try and get something back if you can. I would definitely try and get something back. Start ETN every week, says Avatar again. Appreciate your super chat, Avatar. And that was a tough question from Guzman. We've got a $10 hauler from Russian Collusion.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Collusion with the $10 hauler. The broski coming through in the clutch. Smitty just received an offer. JT, Keenan Allen, Claypool for my Naji, AJ Brown. Give me the JT side all day long, bro. All day long. Why? Because I believe in JT bouncing back more than I believe in Naji. And Keenan Allen, I mean, that is a wild card here, but I want JT. I feel JT's the best buy low in fantasy football. And you know what? Not everybody's going to agree. Remember when your boy Smitty came out? I'm not saying I'm right about everything. Guys, I miss stuff all the time. But your boy Smitty said, get Eckler. Get him now. Get him yesterday. And now Eckler's untouchable. And everybody was writing off Eckler left and right. Everybody's writing JT off left and right. JT is probably the best buy low in fantasy football. Probably on the year. He's probably the best buy low on the year. We're looking at a player that you can acquire as a late second round pick, in some cases later. In some cases later. Why won't anyone offer me JT? I don't know. But yeah, excellent job. Smitty approved, Russian.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I like that one. Attaboy, Russian. Appreciate your super chat, my guy. This one's from Boone. Boone says, should I get Alec Pierce or Eno off waivers? I get Eno. Eno could be, I don't want to say a league winner, but he's been in my top 5 multiple times for weekly waiver wire rankings. I like him a lot. The team likes him a lot. I'm in Arizona. They absolutely loved him in the offseason, Eno Benjamin. And with Connor banged up and always injury prone, with Darrell Williams banged up, this guy's getting the start in week number 6 unless something crazy happens. But this guy's going to start and they're going to feed him. And he's really effective. He's really crafty. He's really shifty. They're going to throw to him. They're going to run him. He's got a real nice shot at a touchdown on every single occasion he's out there. I like Eno. Alex Smith is nice, but he's a steady Eddie wide receiver 4-5. Eno could be a running back 2 for multiple weeks if you need it during bye week season, which is approaching right here and now and it's here. It's not approaching, it's here. Winter is coming. Bye week winter is coming. This is the beginning of it. It starts this week. We've got teams on buys. We need you to take action. We need you to prepare. And it's time to, let's see. Do I have the, let me get the weekly buys on screen here. But it's time to take action and get yourself into some players like that, using players you won't even use. Like, why not go get a player like that for a player you're not going to use, like Alec Pierce? Alec Pierce, or if you're talking about waivers, why not pick up the guy that could potentially start for you, whereas Alec Pierce probably won't start for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if Alec Pierce is starting for you, you've got other problems that you're dealing with. Let me put this on screen here. Here are the bye weeks for week number 6. I wanted to screenshot it so you guys don't have to, I don't have to keep repeating myself. There you go. Bye weeks for week number 6. Lions, Texans, Raiders, Titans. Go get Eno. Go get Eno, Boone. Go do it live. Efren. Hoovy wants to know. Thank you for super chatting for Hoovy. Hoovy wants to know Pickens or Devonte Smith week number 6 and rest of season. I'm going to say Devonte Smith, but that could go back and forth, bro. Pickens is a very talented wide receiver. I like him a lot. With Pickett in there, the sky's the limit for him. I think he's the true wide receiver 1. He did catch, he had a pretty good week. He had 6 catches for 83 yards the week before, 6 catches for 102. Back-to-back 8 catch games. He's probably your steady Eddie. What did Devonte do? I don't even have his stats at the top of mind of his week. He had 10 for 87. So very, very similar, but obviously the 10 catches is better. 11 targets. He's had 2 games with over 11 targets this year. I'm going to say Devonte Smith, but it's pretty close. I definitely feel like you're not crazy to lean one way over the other, but I would lean Devonte Smith. It's a great question, Hoovy. I appreciate you very much. And Efren, thank you for asking the question for Efren. That was very nice of you, or for Hoovy.
To the moon.
To the moon, my man. Okay. Next question's from Avatar. Avatar, my broski. He says, CMC to the Rough Riders. CMC to the Bengals, CMC to the Eagles, CMC to the Cardinals. All that makes sense. And they'd all be interesting. He better not go somewhere like Seattle. He better not go somewhere like the Jets. And they won't. They love Burrow. Or Hall. They love Breece Hall. Burrow, I saw Burrow here and I said Burrow. Burrow, JT, Breece Hall, AJ Brown, St. Brown, Ertz, Walker, ETN, Dobbs, Madison, B-Rob. Trying to claim Taysom Hill. You shouldn't be trying to claim Taysom Hill, Payne. I told you all week to grab Taysom Hill and start him. Start tight end of the week. Payne, do you mind if I send you on a little lap? They're good for you. But Payne is my broski. I appreciate Payne. Any moves to make? I like your team. You got Breece Hall, JT, keep the faith in Burrow. AJ Brown, I love, even though we're talking about a lot of AJ Brown trades, trading away AJ Brown, but it's to acquire bigger talent. I like AJ Brown. I'm not trying to get rid of him. I'm just using him in upgrades if the deals are right. St. Brown, Ertz, Walker, ETN. Look, you got a lot of guys, bro. I bet you, Payne, you were a little bit worried about the team at one point because Hall wasn't doing it. ETN wasn't doing it. Walker wasn't doing it. You're probably saying, what are we going to do? This team looks so light. And now it looks like a bunch of monsters, bro. A bunch of rising, sleeping giants that have been awoken. Awake the Krakens, bro. This team, you should rename your team the Krakens that have been awoken and ready to shine. To the moon. To the moon. All of your team to the moon. I don't know. I mean, the only thing I'd tell you to do is potentially look to get like a... I don't know. I mean, try and upgrade AJ Brown into a JJ somehow, but like at what cost? Do I want you getting rid of Walker? No. I almost say roll this team out there and see how it does. You got JT, Brees Hall, AJ Brown, St. Brown, Burrow, Walker, ETN. That's a lot of talent, man. I like it a lot. If you get Taysom Hill to boot with this team, spend your entire fab drop, do a full load drop, Payne. I initiate a full load drop. Hear me now. Hear me now. I initiate a full load drop of fab on Taysom Hill right now.
Initiate full load drop.
Full load drop. I don't initiate that every time. That's special. That button doesn't get pushed very often. But initiate full load droppage. Start 2, Gordon, Rashad White, ETN. I'm probably going with ETN for sure. And then I guess Jacoby. Right, guys? Jacoby. I'd say Jacoby. For now, Prodigy. WRM dropping a $10 hauler.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
WRM. Hey, Schmidt. 10-team 2-flex. Trading my AJ and Deontay and Pierce for Diggs and ETN. Feels like it could be a tad much because AJ Brown and Diggs aren't, they're far apart to a degree, but at the same time, I feel like they're not. Like, they're not far enough apart that I'm going to trade Pierce down to ETN. Although I love ETN, I think ETN could get there. But I feel like you're buying at a valuation that isn't yet there. We can't put ETN in the Pierce and Brees Hall bracket and bucket yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say no on this. I'm going to say I like the idea and I like where your head is at, but you're giving up too much. And even if you took Deontay out, that's not even my concern. I'm looking at it 2 for 2, to be honest with you. And I think that ETN can get there. You're buying him too early. So I'm going to say hold off on that particular trade. But I wouldn't think you're crazy to do it, to be honest with you. Colin, your $20 super. I said I was going to do that first and I didn't. I'm sorry. Colin, $20 holler. Colin, you still here?
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Yep. My boy Colin. Colin, you still here? I hope Colin's still here. I made him wait. 12-man, 0.5 PPR, QB Wilson. I assume that's Russell Wilson, and for that, I am sorry. 0.5 PPR. Okay. Dak. Okay. Wide receivers, Diggs, Waddle, London, Gallup, Ayuk, Dalvin Cook, Kamara, Lenny. Tight end, Hawkinson. Got offered Chase and Samuel, Pitts for Diggs. I'm going to say no on that because I feel like Pitts should be cheaper than that. I feel like Cameron says I drafted Kenneth Walker in all my leagues, but dropped him in all of my leagues last week because I lost hope. Cameron, no, bro. No, bro. I mean, it takes a man to admit that, Cameron. So for that, I commend you. But I told you to hang on to him all year, to be patient. You need to take a lap for every single league you dropped him in. Oh my God, Cameron. You know, Cameron, it's hard to help. It's hard to help when you push back on that. You know what I'm saying, broski? Goodness gracious. He has Diggs, Smitty. Oh, Diggs, Waddle, London. What is it? Oh, got offered Chase Samuel. Do I take that or any advice on your team? So I think you need to get more than Chase in this trade. And I like the idea of Pitts, but you need more. If you're going to do this, you need more. Other trade ideas to look at would be trading Waddle away while you can. And I think Waddle concerns me enough with that quarterback situation. It's going to be hard for Waddle to live the way he's been living large. I would give up potentially Give up Lenny. Give up Lenny and... Man, I wonder if you could go after like one of the top 2 wide receivers. Go after like JJ or Cup or something using Lenny and Waddle. Would anybody take JJ? I'm sure you would. JJ or Cup for Lenny and Waddle? Or would somebody actually want Lenny and Waddle? I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Dude didn't even answer my pay questions. Steven, I'm going through them, bro. I've got a big, long list of them. Like, how far down is your question, Steven? You probably dropped it not too long ago. Hold on, Steven. Like, if you saw how many I had to answer here, you'd understand. Steven, yours is like 10 minutes away. I'll answer it for you. Lenny and someone for JJ. Give me Cup, bro. Give me Cup, bro. Give me JJ. That's what I'm talking about. Taysom, very unpredictable. That's coming from somebody that doesn't own him. Anybody that says that, oh, when Winston gets back, you'll see he won't be as valuable. That usually people that say that don't own him. You know, Steven, you're literally like 10 minutes away from me getting to your question. That's how many questions I have. It's not me ignoring you. Like, don't you see all the super chats I'm bringing on screen? I appreciate your super chat. Is Cook straight up for JT worth it? The answer is, I mean, you're waiting for that, Steven. You're waiting for that. You should take a lap for even not punching that trade. Go get that deal done. Then when you get back, Steven, you can take a lap for not being patient. Then, Steven, you can take a victory lap for smashing your trade, young man, and pat yourself on the back as you run around the track with your hands up in the air, screaming and yelling because you just completely ripped off the other owner and got JT straight up for injured Dalvin Cook. Congrats, Steven. All right, now that Stevens is out of the way, let me go back and Steven cut the line. Line cutter! Other ideas, Waddle and Lenny for, JJ or Cup. Lenny straight up for, go get Jamar Chase for Lenny straight up. Colin, that's what I would do. But I don't mind your trade idea. Just add more to it, bro. Just add a little more. NPR, trade away Cup and Singletary for JT and Higgins. I would take JT and Higgins. It's hard for me to trade Cooper Kupp, and I'm sure it's hard for all of you to accept a Cooper Kupp trade. 400 of you in here, please hit the thumb up button. We only have 161. Let's match those numbers up a little. NPR, I have trouble trading Cooper Kupp. I would take JT and Higgins over Cooper Kupp.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Nice job, NPR. Not everybody would say that too. Trust your gut on it, but that's something I'm doing. Sick Nasty with the super chat. You've been waiting a while. I appreciate your patience. Guys, if you super chatted, I'm getting to everyone I can. I'm getting to them all. This is taking me a while. Herbert, Hill, Sutton, Godwin, CMC, CEH, Pickens, Bench, Khalil Herbert, Cooks. Who can I try? Can I try to make a trade? I mean, Herbert, Hill, Sutton, Godwin, CMC. Let me see here. I mean, Clyde. You trade Clyde and Sutton for Aaron Jones. That would be a good move. Godwin and Clyde for A.J. Brown or Debo or maybe even Aaron Jones using CEH and Godwin. The fact that you have Hill and Herbert and CMC makes me feel like you got a good core, but you do need one move. And I wouldn't mind trading Hill in for Jamar Chase straight up and get out of that quarterback situation in Miami. Sutton and CEH, Sutton and Godwin, those guys make really, really good trade packages for just a slightly better player like Debo or A.J. Brown or Jamar Chase. Running backs, I guess, like, can you get JT using Hill and Sutton? Hill and Clyde for JT? And I know that leaves you thin, but you'd have CMC, JT, Herbert. I don't know. Might be a more of a fighting chance, Sick Nasty, because you do need something to win that league, I think. And it doesn't mean it's going to be impossible. It just means you got to find that trade. Jared says Watson, IR, Fournette, Mixon, Ramondre, Pittman, Lockett. Do I trade Hunt, Lockett for Waddle? I trade Hunt and Lockett for Waddle, bro.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Do it, broski. I need to get back to this first super chat from Alex. Alex, did Alex ever respond? Alex, I'm coming for your other question. I'm going to put you down here. Just hang tight for me. Let me see here. Hold on. If I do this in the right order, it will actually not go away. So 1 second. Big Lucius. Okay, Alex, I'm going to put you over in the corner here. And I'm going to come back to you, okay? So I'm going to be looking for your update because I needed more information. Overcome, did I get to overcomes? Keenan Allen and Hall, too much for JT. Keenan Allen and Hall, too much for JT. Probably, no. I would, as much as I love Breece Hall, bro, I'm going to take JT. Lucius says, I just traded away Fournette and Olave for Mixon and Lockett and Kittle. I mean, I think it's even in a way that, like, I don't feel like either side got better, Big Lucius. I hate to tell you that. You ask me for my honest opinion, and I just don't know that trade, like, does anything for me. I like Mixon a little bit right now as a buy low. Fournette's playing really good. You can sell him pretty high. I think maybe you could have got more. I think Olave being injured makes him easy to devalue and say, oh, maybe I should trade him away. But Olave, when he's back, is fire. So I think you maybe could have got more. It's not that you give away too much. It's that I think you could have took advantage of Fournette's value a little bit better. Hollywood plus, thank you for the super chat. Hollywood plus Ertz for Devontae Smith, Swift, and Waller. Hollywood Ertz for Devontae Smith, Swift, and Waller. I think Hollywood for Swift straight up I would do. And you got all that?
You've just been Smitty approved.
Isn't to say I'm not worried about Waller and all that, but I think that was a good trade. Nice job, my man. Ryan with the super chat traded Higgins and Mostert for Jamar Chase. I take Jamar Chase. Some would say Higgins is the number one. I disagree. Higgins is always banged up. I take Jamar Chase and I run. I think that was a fantastic trade.
You've just...
Let's see here. Julian says drop Tua or Russ, picking up Geno. Smitty approved. And if I had to pick, I would say drop Tua because you don't know when Tua's coming back. And even if he comes back, let's say you run Tua out on the field. One hit, he could be done for the game, and you lose him again in a mid-game situation. 10-team PPR, Cousins, CMC, Hall, Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Lamb, Kittle, benches, ETN. Any moves you can make. I love Hall and CMC, JJ, A.J. Brown, Lamb. Maybe upgrade Lamb using B-Rob. B-Rob and Lamb for a slightly better wide receiver like Debo or Jamar Chase, baby. And then you're it. That's it. Then 1-3-2, you're good to go. That's what I would do if I was you. I think he's attainable. I think you're going to pull that off. I think that trade's going to be pretty easy to do. 2 and 3, need help. Have Joe B, CMC, Jamal, Debo, Diggs. So you got a good core with CMC, Diggs, and Debo. Higgins is great. Sutton and Godwin, Sanders, Dillon, those are Swift. Oh, you got Swift on the bench. You got a really good team. Keep Jamal and Swift. Don't break that up. J-Rob and Godwin for... God, Gabe Davis would have been perfect for you. And I was definitely pushing for trading Gabe for Gabe Davis. Godwin and J-Rob for Aaron Jones. Sutton and J-Rob for Aaron Jones. Sanders and J-Rob or Sanders and Sutton for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones would be a great buy low for you and a great running back as long as you could start him, assuming your lineup allows for it. if you can only start 2 running backs, and that might be the case based on this showing a third wide receiver, 2 running backs, or maybe it's 2 and 2 in a flex, but Aaron Jones would be good to have anyway. Deontay and Sanders for Aaron Jones. He's a very good buy low right now. Jamar Chase would be easy for you to acquire. That would probably be my number one advice. Trade Sanders and Godwin, Sanders and Deontay, Sanders and Sutton for Jamar Chase. Go do it. J-Rob and Sutton. J-Rob, you got a great team. You got a great team. Ryan, don't mess it up. Use the depth only. Don't trade the lineup pieces. I really like your team. I think you got the makings of a championship caliber team right there. This one, should I trade away Diggs for Z? I don't know if this is a troll question, but should I trade Diggs away for Z? What do I do with this? Who's Z? Do I trade B for D? What about 2 for 5? What are we doing here? I don't think this is a troll. I think this is a serious question. Who's Z? What am I supposed to do with this? Diggs for Z. I don't know. M for S? Oh, you're in here. 19. Who are you talking about? Diggs for CMC. Okay. Z equals CMC, apparently. The reason we're laughing, Renem, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, Renem, is that people do this to me all the time. They give me these solve for Z. Solving for Z divided by 46 into 47 equals CMC squared. People ask me this stuff all the time. They give me abbreviations. They're like, what do you think about TM? And I'm like, TM? Who's TM? For LJ. And it's, Control Z. Diggs for CMC. Look, that's your other players are Hollywood, Deontay, Mooney, Gage, Gallup. Running backs are Mixon, Akers, Henderson. I think that CMC helps your running backs as much as Diggs helps your wide receivers. So at the end of the day, who you draft and hire, who's more valuable? Diggs probably is worth more than CMC right now, but CMC is a running back. This is tough. You must have had a big injury too. I'd probably say, what does the chat think? Should he go after Z or should he hold Diggs? Please cast your vote. Z or Diggs? Yeah, I was thinking Zeke Elliott, Zay Jones. I'm like, who the heck is Z, bro? You like Z? You into Z? I'm taking phone. Don, I'm going to take phone calls as quick as I can get through the super chats. So yes, the answer is I will be taking phone calls. Diggs. Someone's voting Z. I have a feeling some people are going to vote Z just to do it, but please answer the question appropriately. We got a lot of Z's, a lot of Diggs. Diggs with a Z. Diggs, Z. Here's what I'll probably tell you. I would probably say, as much as I like Diggs in the situation, your team is struggling a little bit, and you could use the big home run swing on CMC. It could backfire, and he could get hurt. I want you to know that. But I'd probably take the gamble on CMC over Diggs in your situation, because I don't know that Diggs with this team is going to win it. I don't know that CMC will either, but maybe CMC can... Maybe he goes on a tear or something, and then you could flip him into 2 players. I think that might be possible for you. So I would probably say CMC. It's a tough one, though. I appreciate your question, and I hope you didn't take any offense to that. We're just laughing because that happens to me a lot. It's like, what about T for M? What are we talking about? Burrow and Deontay for Mahomes. Give me Mahomes. And this is coming from a guy that loves Burrow still, but I love Burrow way more than he probably deserves walking into this year. I think he can definitely turn it around. But I'm taking Mahomes in this situation, Brandon. It's just safer. Carlos says, hunt for ETN half PPR. Give me ETN and run. ETN. That isn't to say it can't go the other way, but like ETN's got that appeal, bro. The climbing, he's gonna rise up and be like what we're looking at here with Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker and everybody giving up on him, and so it's a pretty easy one. Wave says 1-4. Should I trade Andrews for Higbee, Deontay, and Breece Hall? Yes. Only because you need to make a change. You're 1-4, and you're 1-4 with Andrews. So this at least gives you the opportunity to have some more firepower. Maybe you trade Deontay and something for another player, but give me that upside of Breece. Higbee's been playing good. Unless you can flip Andrews for more, which you might be able to do. Maybe you could get a Jamar Chase and a Kyle Pitts for Andrews, and then that's better, because if Kyle Pitts does turn it around, which I firmly believe he will at some point, when Ritter gets in there, everyone's going to have foggy memories about this Kyle Pitts hate that you're shoveling out into the ether. Because Kyle Pitts, we didn't get tricked into this guy being the best rookie tight end in NFL history, okay? It's usage. It's the fact that they throw for 70 to like 120 yards using Mariota, which is a problem. A problem that needs to be remedied before we see Pitts return to value. Like, I understand. But what I'm trying to tell you is if you can get a Jamar Chase and a Pitts for Andrews, you might be a little better off than maybe even this trade. But I do like this trade to a degree. I just think you could probably get more. I agree. Some of the comments are even saying that. I think you can get more. I think Andrews just commands a little more. Breece Hall's on the rise. Can you swap out Deontay for like a Pittman, or maybe he's got Higgins or something? I just feel like it's not enough, even though it makes sense and could work out. You got to trade Andrews, though. He's got good trade value. If it's not working with Andrews, why not use him to try and better your team? 12-man PPR, 2 wide receiver, 1 running back, flex, tight end flex. Okay. 2 wide receiver, running back, tight end flex. Running backs are Pierce, Walker, Dillon, Mostert, Dobbins. Wide receivers are JJ, Kirk, Mike Williams, and Ayuk. Would you do Dobbins and Williams for D. Hopkins? No, because D. Hopkins isn't proven. He's not back yet. We don't know what we're dealing with. I think Dobbins and Mike Williams can get you more. I think you could get a Debo for that. You could get an A.J. Brown at the very least for that. You can get a lot better player than Hopkins than that. I like Hopkins. He's a great hold, but that's not a very good trade, in my opinion, or use of resources there. I would say no. I'm going to say this one here from FVO. Is Olave and Mostert a fair trade for Walker? A fair trade for, I think, you getting Walker. I think it's a great trade for you. The owner is 2-3. She's got no other running backs. Well, I would rather have Walker. So if you're trading away Olave and Mostert, I'd rather hold Walker personally. You could argue it if you wanted to. Like if someone wanted to veto that, I'd say, look, if someone really believes that Mostert's going to continue to do well, Olave's was playing great before the injury. But bro, I love Walker, so I'm not trading that Walker side. If you're getting Walker, I'm taking Walker. I traded Z, Ertz, and Rachaad White for Kyle Pitts. I don't mind that, Big Love, as long as you can wait on Kyle Pitts. Everybody's going to say that's trash and they get rid of Pitts. He's cuttable, drop him. I'm sorry. I'm not giving up on Kyle Pitts. I'm scooping him up like Big Love is. Anywhere I can. And you know what? If it ends up not working out, what I lose? Ertz, and I like Rachaad White a lot, but he's not in the lineup yet. So this is good. This is decent evaluation. I still hold Rachaad White. I don't cut Rachaad White. He's a moon man for a reason. We love Rachaad White. Rachaad White's been on the moon man list, the entire offseason. So it's like I'm not...
The moon men dropping loads in outer space.
Can we just say that this is starting to shape up really nicely? Walker's, like, we got to put Walker's name up. He's been sitting down there. I mean, can we just say that this is looking really good? This is looking fantastic. I mean, am I wrong, or does this look fantastic right now? We got Walker coming into his own. Obviously, Javonte. We got the prayer emoji. Prayers up. Joe Burrow's obviously been struggling, but Breece Hall's coming into his own. Lamb's been playing lights out. ETN's on the rise. I mean, I don't even know where. ETN's been sitting down there at the bottom, though, waiting. He was up here. We just moved him down until he got his, his go. Lamb, I worry about. I think I sell Lamb as fast as I can. I know that sounds awful. He's a moon man. But I think I sell Lamb as fast as I can because, and Herbert, we can drop Herbert down for now. Herbert definitely disappointed when he was given the big stage. Didn't do what he was supposed to do. ETN, we can give ETN his own seating up here. We've kind of been moving them around to just fit him. But this is shaping out pretty well, this Moonmen list. I mean, look at Pierce, look at Hall, look at Walker, look at AJB and Hurts dropping lows. St. Brown's been unbelievable. I'm actually pretty proud of the Moonmen list. It's coming back to life very, very nicely. People making fun of it. Oh, the Moonmen list sucks, Smitty. Yeah? How do you like it now? How do you like it now? Looking pretty good. So I'm going after Kyle Pitts, bro. Will Smitty trade Eckler for ETN and Chase? Eckler for ETN and Chase, probably not enough. ETN's on the rise. I love the idea of getting him included, but if you got like a Pittman or a Higgins on top of this, that's what I think Eckler is going to cost you. So it's not that I don't like the idea. I just think you deserve more based on fair market value. Julio. Dropping a 10 wad on the screen. Dynasty trying to get rid of Derrick Henry. I was just offered Jalen Waddle, 2023 late first rounder and 2023 late second round in exchange for Derrick Henry. I'm going to say no on this. I feel like, and it's Dynasty, so it is hard to get rid of him, but I say try your best to get more. He's playing so well. There has to be an owner out there that is willing to overpay to win cash money right now. I feel like it's the best opportunity to trade him in Dynasty. And a lot of people reading this right now might be saying, why would you trade Derrick Henry? In Dynasty, it's different. If you don't play Dynasty, now is the time to sell him. You couldn't sell him before the season started. He's doing well right now, and you have the risk of at any moment him dropping off because of the mileage. At any point, it could be week 12, it could be week 10, it could be week 9, it could be this week. And I think you're on borrowed time. Whether that extends into the offseason, he's still not going to be able to trade him. Maybe I don't mind this offer. Thank you, Pyron. I appreciate your comment there. Pyron says he wished he found this channel earlier. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're here now. That's all that matters. Does anybody think he should take this trade? Maybe he should. The only thing is, you're saying late first rounder. I don't like that idea. In Dynasty, should Julio take this trade, getting a first rounder and Waddle, it's actually not that bad. Maybe in Dynasty you do take it because Waddle is he's so young. Maybe he takes this trade. Yeah. I'd say Rhino's right. Waddle's got great Dynasty value. I'm gonna say take it, I think. Let's see what the chat thinks. Because you're getting the first rounder as well. You can also package that first rounder to get a higher first rounder. Scotty with the question, is Lamb and Stevenson too much for A.J. Brown? Yeah, probably a little bit too much right now. Keep in mind it's Dynasty, guys. Keep in mind it's Dynasty. This question on screen is Dynasty. That means that Henry's value is going to drop off very, very quickly. It's Dynasty. Mikey, probably it's a late first rounder. Yeah, I would say if you can't win any money right now, Julio, why would you utilize this trade to get you into something for next year? So I guess that would ultimately answer the question. If you can't win now, trade Henry away in Dynasty before you can't trade him and get this. This is good value. 4-1 somehow, but need to make some moves. Herbert, Edmonds. Let's see here. I'm going to take a short. I'm going to run. To the restroom. Your boy Smitty drank a lot of vitamin waters. Hang tight, hang tight. Let's see. I put Mealy's in charge. All right, sorry about that. 405 people still here. Okay. 4-1 somehow, but need to make moves. Mealy, how did Mealy do? Did Mealy take over? Appreciate you, Mealy. OJ Simpson. If the glove does not fit, you must acquit. OJ, acquit him now and stand tall, and you'll all go home with an autographed ball. OJ, acquit him now and let him slide. Let him go. The Broncos outside. 4-1. Herbert, Edmonds, Hines, Williams, benches, Adams, Swift. Okay. You guys throw me off sometimes when you put the bye week guys on them. Like, this team, what's going on here? Swift and Adams. Very, very good squad. You need a little tune-up here or there. Adams and Swift, Patterson, you had injuries. I would say you've got to maybe trade Adams. Because you need something, OJ. You need something. I think it's got good components to it, but it can't win. It can't win at all right now. You need to make a move. 4-1 somehow, like you said, somehow, some way. I'm trading Adams and I'm going and targeting Higgins, Pittman, and a couple players like that, then seeing what that team has to couple with it. So in the case of like Pittman's so much lower than Adams, you could get a Aaron Jones very easily. And in fact, go to the Aaron Jones owner, and he's risky, but what wide receiver can you get? Can you get Higgins and Aaron Jones? Can you get a wide receiver at that caliber at all? Go to the owner of JT. Can you get JT and Pittman for Adams? You might be able to do that. Can you go to the Dalvin Cook owner and give Madison and Cordero Patterson for an Aaron Jones or something crazy like that? Or Madison for Pittman straight up right now. Elijah Moore, Madison for Pittman. I like targeting Aaron Jones. I like targeting Pittman. Those are two very good buy lows. I'm clearly going after JT. I don't mind you going after Dylan, who everybody seems to want to jump ship on. But you could maybe the Cook owner owns Dylan, and you could give Patterson and Elijah Moore or something like that. Lazard, Schultz, whatever. I assume that's Jamal Williams, so I'm holding him and Swift together. But you definitely need something, and I go in those avenues. Pierce versus J-Rob rest of season. Albert, it's J-Rob all the way. Tony with a super chat. Tony says, A. Jones, Eckler, Jacobs, Pollard, Hines, wide receiver Debo, Mike Williams, Cooks, Ertz, and Muth. Want Mark Andrews and Amon-Ra from the guy who offered me Pacheco for Hall. Okay. So you want Andrews and Amon-Ra. To get Andrews and Amon-Ra, you might have to give Jacobs and Mike Williams, maybe, for Andrews and Amon-Ra. I would do that. I know Jacobs is playing good. Look, let me admit something. Jacobs looks good. I don't know that it'll continue, but he looks good. And he ran hungry and aggressive, and I can admit when a guy looks a lot better than I gave him credit for. Jacobs looks like he's on a mission right now. Whether he can continue or not is not something I know the answer to, but I think for right now, I would take advantage. It's not like you're selling him ultra low. You're going to sell him pretty high here. I don't think you can get Andrews and Amon-Ra for Jacobs and Mike Williams, but you can certainly try. I would throw in B. Cooks. I would give up potentially Ertz as well in that deal to get it done. Give me St. Brown and Andrews for Ertz, Mike Williams, and Jacobs. If you give up Ertz, it might be the kicker, Tony. And I appreciate your super chat, Tony.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
And thank you, OJ. Appreciate you, OJ. Overcome. Acquired JJ and Aaron Jones for Jamar Chase and Kamara. JJ and Aaron Jones for Jamar Chase and Kamara. I think that can be argued on either side. I don't mind the JJ side because Jamar Chase and Aaron Jones, or Aaron Jones and Kamara, you could argue Aaron Jones with either one of them, and obviously JJ is going to be better than the other. So at the end of the day, the JJ side probably wins, but it does come down to Aaron Jones, obviously. So if he busts on you or gets hurt, then it's going to hurt you. You have Dylan anyway, but you had Dylan whether you made the trade or not. So the trade will be determined on Aaron Jones. Kamara is doing well. Jamar Chase is going to do well. I think the side you gave up is definitely talented, but give me the JJ side, I suppose. Should I try and package Aaron Jones and Dylan away for someone? Do you think Jones is a diamond? I like both of them, but I'd take JT. I'd give the duo away for JT Overcome, and I think you could probably get that done. I think the JT owner would probably take the security in that. So I'd definitely make that offer. Steven, finally getting to Steven. See, Steven, this is how long you would have had to wait. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can. I'm going fast as I can. RS says, should I dump Knox for Taysom Hill? Of course. You should have already done it. Take a lap for not following my advice last week on it. And I'm sorry that I misguided on the Knox, I guess, earlier on in the offseason, but it is what it is. I definitely would stash Knox if you can, but since you have an Njoku, maybe you don't need to. But I do like Knox. If anybody has Knox if he's sitting out there on waivers and you have a spot to burn, I don't mind him. Jacobs price check. Is his production sustainable? Yeah, it can be, Kevin. Coming from a guy that didn't give him a ton of respect, I would say he could definitely be a high-end running back, too, all year long. But I would try and trade him. Like, I'm going after JT. Let me see if I can get Alex's comment here. Let me search for Alex. Alex. I still don't have an update from Alex. Alex, are you watching right now? Is Alex there? I don't think Alex ever replied. Alex, I'm still waiting on clarification on this question. I feel like I need to trade my depth to win, but I don't know what to do. 10-man PPR, Dak, CMC, Pierce, Hill, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Hunter Henry, Sutton, benches, D-Hop, Walker. I forget what I was even waiting on this, but let me just give you the suggestions. I hope you're still watching, Alex, but I was waiting on some clarification, but I forget what the clarification was. Smitty, I think you may have missed Connor's super chat. I've got so many still to go, Vamp. It's not like I'm missing them again. I don't think so. I'll go look for it, but I don't think I missed it. But I think I just haven't got to it yet, but I'm coming to it. This one right here, I would say, I'm assuming that's Hill, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. I love this team. I'm trading maybe Walker. Oh, I know what I was waiting for clarification on. You can't upgrade this lineup because apparently the way you're listing it, you can't use multiple running backs. You can only or more than 2 running backs. I like the depth that you have at running back though. But would I maybe try and upgrade Sutton using like D-Hop and Sutton or Walker and Sutton or B-Rob and Sutton? Yeah. I'd try and keep Kenneth Walker and use B-Rob or ETN or Hopkins with Sutton to get into an A.J. Brown somehow or a Higgins. That would be my ultimate advice for Alex if Alex is still here. I don't know if Alex is still here. All right, back to the Super Chats. We still have a number to get through. Let me see if I missed any. I'm pretty sure whoever said I missed it, I haven't missed it. I'm just getting to it. Kevin, appreciate you on the price check. I'm going to say I'd trade Jacobs for Jamar Chase straight up. I'd trade Jacobs for potentially, I'd take Breece Hall, obviously. And you might be able to trade for a Breece. it just depends on how the owner views each one of those guys that you're going after. I'm 2-3. I have Russ, Stafford, CMC, ETN, Barkley, Evans, Deontay. Any trades? I would say CMC, Barkley, Evans. I would try and upgrade Deontay using Deontay. And you could try and trade Olave and Deontay, or Hawkinson and Deontay, or Ertz and Deontay, and just get into an A.J. Brown. You probably can't get a Debo, but you could certainly try. His owners are hit and miss whether they enjoy the production they're getting or they're worried about him, because sometimes he'll have very low yardage and get the touchdown, and they're still worried that they're on borrowed time with that. So it's not impossible to get turn a Deontay and a Olave, or a Devonte Smith and Deontay, or a Hawkinson and Deontay, or a Devonte Smith and Hawkinson. And with Ertz and Hawkinson, I would trade one of them with one of those to slightly upgrade. That's probably where I would take this team. Past that, I like the fact that you got CMC and Barkley. I would try and upgrade Russell Wilson into an Aaron Rodgers or someone like that. Don't cut Russell Wilson. I think he could still somehow produce, but I definitely would try and upgrade him into an Aaron Rodgers, a Tom Brady, someone of that caliber, because I definitely feel like you're on the verge of Burrow, CMC, Herbert, Zeke. Let's see. Was Bernie's the question I just answered? CMC, Barkley. Yeah. Nice team, Bernie. Burrow, CMC, Herbert, Zeke, Breece Hall, A.J. Dillon, Kelsey, Lamb. Try trading Zeke and Lamb for one better wide receiver. And everybody above Lamb would be Debo, and Jamar Chase would be a fantastic get for, I think. You could say Lamb and Chase are even. Like, someone might give you Jamar Chase for Lamb, which I would do if I am you. I would take Jamar Chase for Lamb. Lamb worries me enough. And, London's got good trade value. MT you can throw in. Melvin Gordon's not bad. Lamb and Melvin Gordon for Jamar Chase. JT using maybe Zeke and Lamb and London. Zeke, Lamb, and London. Zeke, Melvin Gordon, and Lamb for JT might be attainable, my broski. Zeke and MT. Zeke and London for Aaron Jones. Idea. If you can start 3 running backs. I do kind of like A.J. Dillon moving forward still as a sneaky good flex play that turns into a running back 1 if anything happens to Aaron Jones. Given you have Dillon already, Zeke, Gordon, and London for Aaron Jones would make sense. Try not to get rid of Lamb in the Aaron Jones trade if you can. And if you got to give up Lamb, I'm going after a Jamar Chase. I'm going after a potential JT if I'm using Lamb. Thank you, Jarrett, for the super chat. Appreciate your super good buddy. And Bernie, you had a $10 haul.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Bernie, thank you, my man. Overcome Brees for Debo. Very, very even. I could get on either side of that depending if you need wide receiver or running back. Thank you for the super chat. I got trade offered CMC, CD, Gabe for JT, Hollywood Brown, and Lockett. Give me CMC, Gabe Davis, and CD Lamb all day long.
You've just been Smitty approved.
That's a fantastic return. I love JT, bro, but CMC, CD Lamb, and Gabe Davis. Now try and turn CD Lamb into Jamar Chase is my advice. Randy, that's a home run. Carter, $10 holler.
Mashed potatoes!
Lost Devonte, condolences. Derrick Henry, Pierce, Brees Hall, ETN, you're good at running back. Sutton, Pittman, Higbee, CD, Gabe Davis, Godwin. You got a lot of talent there. If I'm you, I'm trading probably Sutton. I like Michael Pittman too. You got a great wide receiver crew considering. I'm trading Sutton and CD for a slight wide receiver upgrade. I'm trading Godwin and Sutton for an A.J. Brown. I'm trading Godwin and potentially, heck, I would try and trade Henry and Godwin or Henry and potentially Sutton for a slight running back upgrade. You're talking like Eckler into just a little bit safer vehicle. JT. I go get JT for Henry. I trade Henry for JT, but that's me. You might disagree with me. I think JT is going to be safer. You might even get something in that. Henry's probably got, to some people, higher trade value. So maybe you get something in that. Maybe you don't. I'd rather have JT. Smitty, $20 holler. I'm looking for him, broski. Who is that? Who dropped the $20 holler? Rock out, $20 holler. Phone call advice. Okay, rock out. Let me open up the phone line real quick for you. I appreciate that. And I'm going to get to your $20 holler. I'm trying to get to these super chats, my guys. I'm trying. Heating says Brees and Jacoby for Derrick Henry for Kamara. Mixon. Not Mixon. Brees and Jacoby for Derrick Henry. You could argue that. Brees and Jacoby for Kamara. You could argue that. You could argue any side of it. Go ahead, rock out. Thank you, Heating. Overcome. I've been trying to package Melvin Gordon, Deontay Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore for running back. You surprised? No. Should I add Brees to the mix? Seems blasphemous. You mean try and get Brees Hall to the running back that you're trying to acquire for all of that? I don't think you're going to get Brees or Walker or anybody like that, but I certainly would give all of that up to get Brees Hall or Kenneth Walker. But should you be adding Brees Hall to trade away with those guys? Probably not. Unless you're getting a big name wide receiver or getting some kind of JT in return. But I would give up Keenan Allen, Deontay, DJ Moore, all that for Brees Hall. I really would. I think I froze. I froze the screen again. Opening up the phone lines is what caused it last time. It did it again. I don't know that it's gonna. I might have to close the stream again. Gosh dang it. Rock out! Clicky Keys says that I haven't read your super chats because I'm trying to get through them all, my broski. I'm still trying to get through them all. And now my screen's frozen. I shouldn't have done that. I knew better. Let me get through these real quickly. My screen's frozen, so I got to get through these super chats if I'm going to restart the stream. Cook for Chase and Sanders. I have Eckler and Kamara. Cook for Chase and Sanders. I probably would take Chase and Sanders, but then I try and flip Sanders. So thank you for the super chat. Sorry for being impatient. No problem, Steven. It's okay, bro. I'm not mad at you. I was just telling you. Trade Walker for DK or Walker for Sutton and for St. Brown. Walker for DK, no. Walker and Sutton for St. Brown. That's tempting. I don't mind that one. If you need a wide receiver and Walker's like kind of a bench guy, I don't mind that one. This one is from Jared again. Need a QB. Would you do Hunt and Lockett for Godwin and Brady? Hunt and Lockett. Yes, I would take Godwin and Brady. If you need don't do Waddle instead. No, I'd trade Godwin or Hunt and Lockett for Godwin and Brady in a heartbeat. Would I instead of the Waddle trade? Yes. Or Hunt and Davis. No, I don't trade Gabe Davis. I trade Hunt and Lockett. I do that in a heartbeat. That's a really, really good trade for you. Nathan says Pittman for Jacoby Myers and Drake London. I'm going to say Pittman for Jacoby Myers and Drake London. Oh, man. Let's see here. I would say, Rock Out, can you ask it in a voice message, please? I think you may have sent me that, but I'm frozen again, unfortunately, guys. I'm sorry. Pittman for Jacoby Myers and Drake London. Pittman for Jacoby Myers and Drake. I take Pittman in a heartbeat. I love Pittman right now. He's a great buy low. Alex dropping the super chat. Alex says, I made a trade Michael Carter and Drake London for ETN. I like that. Give me ETN. Give me ETN alone for that, potentially. But you got Deontay Johnson. Now go flip Deontay Johnson on top of that. Was offer Brees and Kenneth Walker for CMC. I would take Brees Hall and Kenneth Walker over CMC. I would. I'd take both the running backs over CMC. I like that. You could argue either side, to be honest, but I would take both the running backs. Johnny, league has 5 running back max. Have Stevenson, Hall, Naji, J-Rob, and Devonte. Devonte is the 7th round keeper. Is that good? I don't know, to be honest with you, if Devonte is going to bounce back. I hope he does, but there's no guarantee. His knee injury was pretty bad and gruesome, but it's tough to say, my bro. It's tough to say. Oh, we're back. We're back. Rock Out. It just took a minute. It unfroze. I can't open the phone line again, though, while I'm live. I've got to have it open, I think, beforehand. So I'm not going to chance that right now. I'm not going to chance that. We're back. Okay, so here, Rock Out. Let me play this.
Hey, Smith, you remember I got that ridiculous trade when I traded Adam Thielen for Alvin Kamara? I got a bunch of heat for it, as expected.
Yeah.
People speculating, are you cheating and all that? But the thing is, I was offered the trade. I didn't go reach out for it. It kind of fell in my lap. But since I'm the commissioner, it's kind of a conflict of interest, but we don't have no veto because I never want to get away of other people's trade. But it's a little bit different because I'm involved. I don't know if I should give them back, keep them, or trade them away. Let me know.
So what was the trade again? It was
Adam Thielen for Alvin Kamara.
So well, here's the thing: is that looks really bad now, and it obviously looked. I mean, if you got a brain, it looked bad on, the time that it happened. But Kamara just bounced back. So if people are really coming at you and saying, "Oh, it's so obvious," like, of course it's obvious, but now it's extra obvious. And if they're gonna try and undo a trade after the games have already played, the points have been scored, you got to be out of your minds. Like if there's no veto process, there's no veto process. What are you going to do? Undo just one trade, Rock Out? Even if it's your trade, you can't undo one of them and not undo other ones. You know what I'm saying? If there's no veto process, there's no way I'm undoing a trade. If they got a problem and don't trust you as a commissioner, then that's one thing that they've got to address separately. But like, if you made this trade and you blasted them, you can't just step in. And if there's no veto process.
The crazy part, I was targeting other running backs on his team, and then out of nowhere.
Yeah, Jonathan, you can send a super chat.
Came out with Alvin Kamara, and then asked who I was willing to give up and who I wasn't, and then
Johnny, I'll reread it.
He settled with Adam Thielen, even though it's not a fair trade for himself. But kind of looks bad on me because it looks like it's cheating because he had a bad record, and kind of put the asterisks on my wins going forward.
I know that part sucks.
Apparently, he was chasing points because Thielen had like 15 and 17 the last 2 weeks.
That is a bad trade.
With Kamara.
Thielen for Kamara.
But looking back at it, I should probably deny myself.
Yeah.
The trade wasn't really that fair.
Yeah, you got to, in cases where you think you're going to get backlash, you gotta make sure the trade looks good enough that it doesn't like get overturned or cause turmoil. Nicholas, I haven't skipped your super chat yet. I'm just getting to it, my bro. For anybody watching right now, if you super chatted, I'm trying to go as fast as I can through them. Johnny says, have $42 out of 100 claim for Walker at the moment, dropping J-Rob. So I'm sorry I didn't read the first part of this question properly, but take a lap, Johnny.
Take a lap.
Smitty, why are you making me take a lap, Smitty? Take another lap, Johnny.
Take a lap.
Smitty, why are you making me take a lap? Why are you going to drop $42 out of 100 on Walker? First of all, Johnny, for Walker to be on waivers, I'm upset right now. I'm trying to keep calm. The fact that he's on waivers, I've been telling you to draft him, let alone make sure he's not on waivers. Every week, make sure Walker's not on waivers. Someone out there's dropping Kenny Walker. Can you believe it? J-Rob, you're keeping J-Rob over Kenny Walker? Johnny, what is going on here? That's number one. Number two, Johnny, why you dropping $42 out of 100? This is what my calculations, let me see. Let's see here. Okay, so $100 minus 42 equals drop $100 out of 100 on Kenneth Walker. What are we doing, Johnny? This is a league winner here. This is a league winner. There's no $42 low bid. Do you think he deserves more than that? I think Walker deserves a full load drop.
Initiate full load drop.
But Johnny, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate your super chat. And I hope I didn't make you angry there. But it's a full load drop.
Initiate full load drop.
There's no arguing. And maybe you only have $42. But you're saying you have $42 claimed on him. Drop whatever you have. As long as you can pick up guys for free, you do a full load drop. I just can't believe that. I can't believe A, he's on waivers over J-Rob. Over J-Rob! And B, you're not doing a full load drop. 100% load drop. Johnny's good. Johnny's tough. Johnny's got thick skin. This doesn't affect Johnny. He's like, you think I'm mad?
Initiate full load drop.
Okay. Johnny, appreciate your super chat, buddy. You're the man. All right, I'm going through these questions. Clicky Keys, here you are. Okay, I got to you. I'm going in order. I've got a lot of orders here, pal. I'm doing the best I can. I'm one man. I don't have an intern. I had somebody the other day tell me, Smitty, you really should hire somebody to screen your callers and make sure you think I could have somebody out here doing this better than I'm doing it? I guarantee you I can't. A, I got to go through the questions. There's no way to actually make it faster. B, you think I'm going to spend my money hiring some person to sit here and try and cipher through everything that I can cipher through faster? Nobody does it. Nobody understands how much goes into all this. To be the producer, to be the question answerer, to be live for, this is now 2 hours and we're not even close to done with the show. It takes a whole lot. Kenny Walker or Taysom Hill able to get one. You're doing a full load drop on Kenny Walker.
Initiate full load drop.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I love Taysom Hill. A, you should already have both of these guys. Because I've only been screaming it all off season, all in season, and all last week. Kenny Walker and Taysom Hill shouldn't both be on waivers, Clicky. They shouldn't be. But I would go after Walker, and I would do a full load drop action on that bad boy. Alexander says, traded CD Stevenson for Taylor. Smitty approved. CD and Stevenson for Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, I'll tell you what I think of that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Attaboy. Nice job. TP's been waiting 17 years for this question to be answered. TP, you're finally here, bro. It's your big day. It's your big day, TP. We're going to answer it right here, right now. Right here, right now. TP says, drop Dylan, Brian Robinson, or Brees for... drop Dillon, Brian Robinson, or Am I reading that right? Drop Dillon. I don't know if I'm reading this right. TP, I got to have the computer read it for me. My eyes must be going bad. There's no way I'm reading what I'm seeing right here on the screen.
3 RB max. Drop Dillon, Brian Robinson, or Brees for Walker, or Ashianin.
Hold on, we got to hear that again. Am I seeing this correctly?
3 RB max. Drop Dillon, Brian Robinson, or Brees for Walker, or Ashianin.
I mean, am I reading that correctly? Did you just say drop Brees Hall? Did you just say drop Brees Hall?
Take a look.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. All right, TP. You've been waiting 17 years for me to answer this question. And you come on to my show and you say something like this. You say something like this, TP. First of all, TP, I appreciate you. TP, I appreciate you. I don't want you to take this the wrong way. Sometimes the tough love here on the show goes sideways and the person asking the question gets mad at me. You super chatted me. First of all, I thank you for that. I thank you for that. I appreciate you. You to the moon, okay? You to the moon. But you asked me a question. You want my honest answer. Smitty, the super I think you missed was right after the news segment. Conway. Let me see Conway. I'll look for it. Is that the one from you? I'll look for it. The answer to this question is drop Dillon, Brian Robinson, Brees Hall for Walker. You're going to drop Brian Robinson. Or you could drop Dillon. I'm personally dropping Brian Robinson before I drop Dillon. I think Dillon is still a guy I don't want to drop. You need ETN as well. So maybe you drop Dillon and Brian Robinson for ETN and Walker, but there's got to be a way to keep AJ Dillon. So hopefully that helps you, but definitely feeling like this question, I think maybe is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, and that's okay. It's okay, TP. TP, I appreciate you, and I don't want you to be upset at me. Okay, I'm just hitting you straight with the truth. Trade my Lamb for Higgins. You need more than Higgins. Higgins is down right now. Not only is he hurt, but you can get more. See, the answer is no. The answer is trade Lamb for Higgins and like a Pittman. Higgins and something. Higgins and something. You need to get more. Trone, appreciate your super chat. Bianca, I appreciate you. Drop Akers for Taysom Hill. You have Everett. I'm good at running back. I'd try and drop somebody else because I feel like you can throw Akers into a deal and he looks like, a certain amount of frosting on a cake. Like he's not an entire cake. He's not going to get it done. He's not going to survive. But he's like a good little accessory in a trade offer. So I look to trade somebody else or drop somebody else. Maybe drop your kicker, unless you have the best kicker in the league. Drop your kicker and then buy yourself some time to trade Akers away, then get a new kicker. That's kind of what I do. But you need to grab Taysom and you need to drop a full load drop.
Initiate full load drop.
So definitely initiate full load drop initiation. Where's Ron Navy? I haven't seen Ron Navy questions for a while. Is he there? Everybody entitled to read it the way you want, says TP. See, TP I think took offense to it. TP, I didn't mean to offend you. How was I supposed to read it, TP? Just saying all the running backs is all. Okay. Let's see here. And he even super chatted that answer, which is high class of him. TP, don't take offense to it. I didn't mean it in a bad way. Appreciate the super chat answer. Look at this guy. Even answering via super chat. Appreciate you, TP. TP, we all good? Brofist, TP, I appreciate you, my guy. Please don't take offense. Drop Akers. No, I already got to that one. Don't drop Akers if you don't need to. Rock out with a $20 hauler. Rock Out, if you want to do a video call as well, we can do that. Just dial me up on Instagram, hit the video button, and then we can turn the video off and just do the audio. So if you'd like to call in real quickly to address this even a little bit further, Rock Out, I'll have my chat open, and if I see you dialing in, I can answer it and we can talk. Okay, so Rock Out, appreciate your super chat, good buddy. $20 holler, Rock Out.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Appreciate Rock Out. Rock Out's my dog. You may have missed Conway's super chat. Let's go look for it. Conway. You know, I feel like Conway said this before. Conway, I don't see a super chat. I see a bunch of questions with fire emojis that you pasted over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Conway, you didn't super chat though. Unless it just didn't show up on my system. Let me go back to the beginning. Conway, I don't see it. I'm going to trust you, but Conway, I don't see it. I don't see a super chat. I've filtered out everything. But let's go ahead and throw your fire emoji question up on stage. The questionable super chat, everyone. The questionable super chat is, I traded away Joe Mixon, Muth, and Dotson, and I got Amon-Ra, Kenneth Walker, and Zach Ertz and DJ Moore. Got to be sorcerer of the week. I mean, you're also sorcerer of saying you super chatted when I didn't see it. Leaving and coming back doesn't matter because I've been here the whole time. So I'm going to give you the two sorcerers of the day. Number one, dropping a super chat and then taking it away so that I don't see it. That's sorcerer move number one. Number two, you traded away Mixon, Muth, and Dotson, and you got Amon-Ra and Kenneth Walker, which is a smash.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
So you are a sorcerer of in many ways. Let's see if there's another super chat. Someone's saying I missed. You said it before. You said that before, Conway. It says spam. I think Conway's a sorcerer of many talents. Remember that caller who said the Bills and Steelers game was going to be close? Feel the best way to run your waivers in your league. Is TP leaving? TP better not be leaving. Okay, TP. I hope TP. Okay. Hey, can we get a rocket ship? TP, I want to show you some love here. I want you to understand how we roll here. I want everybody to drop a bunch. Everybody drop a bunch of rocket ships with TP's name in between, like a sandwich. Hold on 1 second for me, Rock Out. Everybody drop TP and a bunch of rocket ship emojis and don't stop. Let it rain for like 1 straight minute so TP understands how we do things here and that it's nothing but love. Give TP the respect he deserves. All right, guys, I'm trying my best. There's a lot of people saying I missed this or missed that. I will do my best. If I missed a super chat, please let me know, and I will do my best to try and find it. Sometimes they get lost. All right, Rock Out, let's make this as quick as you can. No pressure, but hit me with your dilemma again or what you're struggling with currently.
Basically, the way it looks and how unfair the trade was, and people, not everybody, but a few people were bashing me about the trade because they're making jokes so we can give out scrubs for their top running back.
Yeah. So are you going to reverse the trade? And you've already had the trade play out. Yeah. Right.
Like the other guy, he was just chasing points. He's like, I just want something different. And Kamara didn't do anything before that point.
But what are you going to do? Take the points away, recalculate the entire week, and do you even want to, that sucks. You got to live like that. Someone offered you a horrible trade, you have no veto process, and you're supposed to undo your trade. Well, here's the solution, Rock Out. You tell everybody that you can initiate a veto process for that trade and every trade moving forward, but you must initiate it for the entire league go forward. And I would make it to where it needs. How many owners are in your league?
12.
Do you want me to do a fantasy court for this? Is there a way you want to play this for them? You want me to give you an official ruling for fantasy court?
Sure.
I mean, are they going to accept this, or do any of them watch the show? Do they even know about the show?
One of the guys I got from one of your Instagram chats, he's one that had one of the issues with it.
Here's my ruling, Rockout. You want a ruling? Here you go. I hereby rule, if this is up to me, that you either have to let this stand, because Rockout, you're a stand-up guy, and I have over, how many people are in this chat right now? We have about 400 people in here that are vouching for your character witnesses. Can you raise your hand if you want to vouch for Rockout as being one of the most stand-up guys you've ever met in your life? Online, offline, doesn't matter. Raise your hand. You've got character witnesses here, Rockout, that are here by your side, ready to testify. Number one. But if you want this trade to be overruled for unfairness, because it's destroying the league, then you must go forward, initiate a voting system, which I don't like. I hate vetoes. I hate veto processes. I think you're a grown person. You should make your own decisions. But if you're going to complain enough to where you want something overturned, Rockout, you get a bunch of hands raised. People are saying, Lord Rockout, Lord Rockout. Yeah. If you're going to actually complain to the point where you want this overturned, you must implement a new veto process, go forward for every trade. And if it's my advice, I would say if there's 12 owners, the 2 owners, whether they vote or not, whatever, you need 10 owners out of the 12. That will encompass not involving the 2 owners. You know, you can have them vote. You can still get your vote. But 10 owners are required to overturn a trade for collusion purposes or for destroying the league. And that's it. If you don't get 10 owners in 24 hours, if maybe 2 owners don't care enough to even vote, then that's it. That's it. It's got to be unanimous across the league. Or you could do it in the chat. You don't even have to put a pull up and say that you two don't get to be involved in the vote. And the other 10 owners have to be unanimous to overturn the trade or any trade moving forward. Plain and simple. And maybe you don't vote on every trade. Maybe you just say, Rockout, if this ever happens again and someone wants to call the trade council, we'll say, then the trade council will vote, which will contain 10 of the other owners. The 2 not involved stay out of it. And it requires all 10 people. If all 10 people, aside from you 2, say we need to overturn this, and there isn't one person that's willing to go to bat for you, then you got 10 people that just, that's the way they view it. And to be honest with you, would you rather have 10 people upset and have the league get destroyed, or keep the league going? That's up to you. That's my advice. I think if you take anything less than that, like majority vote or 7 votes out of 12, it's not going to accomplish the same thing that I'm trying to implement here. I'm trying to implement a fail-proof way to not have voting every time you have a trade, but to have a trade council that can be called out at any moment if someone feels like it needs to be called out. And it requires every single one of the non-2 involved parties to vote that this must be overturned. Plain and simple, that's it. End of case. Case closed. All right.
I'll set up something in my chat and see what they say.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it.
Later. All right. That was Rockout. All right. This music's a little loud. Okay. God, I got super chats I still got to get to. If I missed your super chat, please let me know and I'll do my best to get to it right now. Rockout, thank you again for that $20 hauler. Conway. Conway. I want to know if you really super chatted. You can be honest with me right now. That's the second time Conway said that. Maybe Conway sent a PayPal. See my last super chat. I'm 2-3. My other running backs are Stevenson, Pierce, Hunt, Khalil Herbert. Wide receivers are Pittman, A.J. Brown, DJ Moore, Ayuk, and Pickens. Rusty Boy says was offer Breeze, Kenneth Walker for CMC. So your other running backs are Stevenson, Pierce, Hunt, Khalil Herbert. Wide receivers are Pittman, A.J. Brown, DJ Moore. I guess I would say this. If you are putting like Pierce on the bench or something, so I'm assuming you're starting Pierce, Breece Hall, and Kenneth Walker go forward, I probably would rather have the Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall side over CMC. Does anybody disagree? Did Conway leave? Come back, Conway. Hopefully Conway didn't leave. I wasn't calling out his integrity. I just didn't have the super chat. Just didn't see it. I just didn't see it. Don't be mad, Conway. I think I made 2 people mad today. I'm sorry. I'm not a perfect person. Pardon me if you've never made a mistake. Smitty, you missed my super chat. Am I going to hear that all show long? I didn't miss your super chat. I'm still getting to them, bro. I'm doing the best I can. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. I'm going to go ahead and say in this situation right here. What do you guys like? Do you guys like CMC or Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall? He's got Damian Pierce and Ramondre Stevenson. My only thing here is that if you end up making this trade, Stevenson goes to your bench, and maybe you could have CMC, Pierce, and Stevenson in your lineup versus having Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, and Pierce in your lineup with Stevenson on the bench. I don't know. This is a tough one. This is tough. Conway, no, Conway's good. Conway doesn't need to take a lap. We're getting a CMC vote. Do I take Andrews for Goddard plus Pittman? I would take Andrews. Taco Cat. CMC about to go bananas. Missed my super chat. Missed my super chat tomorrow. I guess, man. I guess I keep CMC. I don't know. I'm on the fence, bro. I'm on the fence. I wish I could tell you that it was an easy call. It's not. I think because you have, because you give me the new information that you have Ramondre, maybe it is better to roll in with CMC for the rest of the way. I don't know. That's close. I love Hall and Walker though. Those are 2 good players, but maybe CMC and Stevenson's better for your lineup. Walker and Hall, no question. Conway sent a super chat. I saw it. Okay, me. Conway, I'm sorry. Conway. I didn't see Conway's question or super chat. I looked for it. Conway, I'm sorry. Conway, you still here? Nicholas says, Smitty, can you do my super chat before I go to bed? I work early. I think I got to yours, bro. Flint? Didn't I get to Flint's? I already did Flint's, I think. Would you trade Naji for Kareem Hunt? Would you trade Naji for Kareem Hunt? No, Nicholas. That's not enough for Naji. I know Naji's a worry, but no, Nicholas. You need to get more. What's Kareem Hunt? Kareem Hunt is barely startable right now. So what are you going to do? You know, you can give Naji and a wide receiver and get a whole lot more back than that, my broski. This one's from WRM. WRM says flex, 2 QB, 1 flex, 0.5 PPR, Burrow, Higgins, JJ, Singletary, Pierce, Kittle, bench, Olave, Herbert, Ertz, Pollard got offered, JT, Waller, Carter for Kittle, Pierce, JT, Waller, Carter for Kittle, Pierce, Gabe Davis. Give me the JT side. Give me the JT side. Do you take it? Any other moves? I mean, the only other moves that I'm looking at, bro, is probably like Olave and Singletary for like I don't even know. I think you could get rid of Kittle or Ertz. Get rid of Kittle and Ertz and Olave for like an Aaron Jones, for like a Higgins, for like an AJ Brown type. You got Higgins already, but AJ Brown. I think people are struggling at tight end, bro. Go find a really tight end needy team and give them whichever one they want, Ertz or Kittle. Give them Olave. Get that little bit upgraded wide receiver. I think that's doable for you. Smitty did not answer my $10 super chat. Might have missed it. Tony, I think I got it. I think you might have just thought I didn't. Let me just see. Everybody's saying that. Guys, up front, I'm going as fast as I can. Mike Williams, B. Cooks, Hurts, want Mark Andrews, and Amon-Ra from the guy who offered me. Yeah, I got to that one. Broski. Let's see here. Thomas, should I drop Higbee for Taysom Hill? The problem is a lot of the super chats, you guys are putting your whole roster, and no offense, but you know, when it's $1.99 or $4.99 super chat, putting the whole roster and having massive breakdowns, it definitely it slows down the answers. The quick questions they're amazing because then you can roll through them. Should I drop Higbee for Taysom Hill? No, I would maybe grab Taysom Hill no matter what. You can't really drop anybody. I don't know, bro. I mean, Higbee's so consistent. You should be able to trade Higbee. Drop your kicker and hold both of them and work a trade out. You should be able to send a trade out before waivers process and get rid of Higbee for an A.J. Dillon. You know, go get A.J. Dillon real quickly. You could have got Gabe Davis before he broke out last week. Would you trade Naji for Cream? I did get to that one finally. Smitty, this is all I hear. Smitty, you missed my super chat. Nathan, I'm going to go look for it. I'm going to go look for it right now. I bet you I already attacked it. Nathan. Pittman for Jacoby Myers and Drake London. I think I did get to that a while ago. I take Pittman. Super chat. Boy. Travis traded away Amon-Ra and Miles Sanders for Breece Hall and Juju in a 10-man league. Traded away Amon-Ra and Miles Sanders for Breece Hall and Juju. You probably did overpay a little bit. I love Breece Hall, but Amon-Ra is still amazing, bro. And I think people are forgetting very, very quickly. TP says I missed it. No, I didn't. Thank you, TP, for the second super chat there. Steven, I sent Najee and Odell and got ETN and Pitts. I don't know. I like that. Najee for ETN and Pitts. Great job. Steven, we were talking about this, and I felt uncomfortable telling people to go get ETN for Najee because of the draft value difference, but you get Pitts thrown in. Fantastic way to make that salvageable if things do go potentially a little more south or delayed like with ETN's rise. Should I drop Dobbs or DJ Moore, Bateman or Akers? I would probably drop Bateman or Dobbs before I drop Akers and DJ Moore because there's more trade value, I think, in the others. Johnny with a super chat says trade St. Brown, D Hop for JT. I would take JT in a heartbeat for that. That's a good trade. Just saying all the running backs is all. Thank you, TP, again for that. I apologize if you took that the wrong way. I don't think you did. Where's Conway? I want Conway to call in right now to the I can't have him. I can't open the phone line. Conway, where are you at, Conway? Is Conway here? Conway, I appreciate you. $10 hauler from NPR.
Mashed potato.
10-man QB running back Singletary, Swift, Stevenson, Rashad White, B. Rob. Wide receivers are Kupp, Davis, Bateman, Godwin. Tight end Kelsey, Pitts. Trade away Kupp and Singletary for JT and Higgins. Cup and Singletary for JT and Higgins. I smashed that JT and Higgins side, and this is not said lightly.
You've just been Smitty.
Trading Cooper Kupp is never easy, but you get JT and Higgins, you got to smash it all day long, broski. You got Swift for Mostert in a PPR. Guy needs a running back in week 6. Got Swift for Mostert. Fantastic trade.
You've just been...
I mean, come on, bro. What do I keep going back to this screen for? TP, I appreciate you. Wave 3. Send Deontay Johnson that I got from the Andrews trade for ETN. Absolutely.
You've just been Smitty.
That's what I'm talking about. You guys are rolling now. These ideas are all great. Smitty is, thank you. Appreciate you, Garrett. Making me blush. Angus says, trade Stevenson or Pierce for Higgins. I trade neither. I trade Stevenson for Higgins. I do. I think it's a safe swap. We only hope that Stevenson turns into Higgins' value, and stays there all year. Pierce, I'm not trading Pierce. Angus, I Smitty approve the Higgins side, but it's not crazy to not do it. Taco says, do I take Andrews for Goddard and Pittman? Absolutely take Andrews. Slayer says, miss my super chat tomorrow. I don't know if Slayer's joking or if he's like saying that to joke around, or if Slayer did have a super chat get missed. Let me just go see if Slayer did super chat. He didn't super chat, but TP to the moon. I like that. Adams was just dealing with an L. The boy deserved it. Get out of my face, says Slayer. I think Slayer didn't drop any supers, but he was joking. But appreciate you, Slayer. Let's get back to the super chat action. We're almost to the end. If anybody has any new super chats, I should be able to get to them quickly. $4.99 holler for the chat. This is how you send a super chat and wait patiently for Smitty to get to it. Thank you, Vamp. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing the best I can. DMO. Who's DMO? DMO. What's DMO mean? That's why you said tomorrow. Okay, I got you, Slayer. Can someone help me with DMO? What's DMO? ETN, DMO, Sutton. Who's DMO? I know I'm going to know it right when I see it, though. David Montgomery. No, it's not David Montgomery. Demo? Is that what we're calling him? Demo? Come on. I've never heard that in my life. Demo. I've never heard Demo. There's no way. We'll go with it. David Montgomery and Devonte Smith for Hill. Is Fernando here? Is Demo? Come on, guys. I think you missed my super. If I had $1 for every time somebody said I think you missed a super chat before I got to it, I don't know. I'd have 10 more super chats. Okay. David Montgomery. Who said that I missed their super chat? I think you missed. Okay. Clar. Let's go to Clar. I don't see your super chat, but maybe we have an issue. I think you missed my super chat. I thought let's see what your question was. CMC is an injury away from losing someone's league. Ask the question again, 49er, and I'll answer it. But I don't see your super chat. It's possible my system's buggy, but I mean, I'm getting everybody else's. But I had Conway say that I missed his. Okay, so David Montgomery, Devonte Smith for Hill. Give me Hill. Naji, Brees, ETN, Monty. Yeah, give me Hill all day long. I'm trading out of Hill, but I'll take Hill for Montgomery and Devonte Smith. I'm going to say Devonte Smith and Aaron Jones for JT. I'm going to say JT by a lot. Sorry, I was reading 10 different things at once. JT by a lot. Easy. Burrow, Zeke, Chase, Debo, Disley, DK, Deontay. Swift owner is 0-5. What should I give up for Swift? I give up Zeke, and I give up Zeke and Deontay. I give up Henderson, Pickens, Deontay, and Zeke. I give up all three. I'd give up DK straight up for Swift, probably, but I'd make that as a last resort. I'd try to get rid of all that trash and get Swift. Doesn't Amon-Ra have high ankle sprain value down? He's also got a week off. He played and has a week off. So I'm definitely not like jumping off the St. Brown train, but there's definitely concern, I suppose. Dobbs, Amon-Ra, Dobbins for CEH, Debo, and Mooney. Give me the Amon-Ra side, I believe. But then I'm flipping Dobbins because I think J.K. Dobbins can get you more than CEH. But I don't know. You know what? Yeah. This is tough. And I'm swaying Debo's side now. Can you guys give me your opinion on this one? Do you guys like the Amon-Ra Dobbins side or the Debo side? I guess the Debo side is safer. And then you try and, flip CEH or back him up. But that's a tough one. That's a close call. Doesn't Amon-Ra have a high ankle sprain? Yeah. Let's see here. Santos, 12-team Superflex. Trade away Tyreek and Jimmy G for Diggs. It depends. If Jimmy G's not your starter, which I hope he's not, I would take Diggs over Tyreek. The Jimmy G thing doesn't bother me too much on a Superflex as long as I have two quarterbacks. I just traded Barkley. Thank you for your Super Chat. I just traded Barkley for CD and Pierce. This is kind of evenly. I lean Barkley because he's playing so well. It kind of depends on who you have in play. Like if you have Barkley and then who's your player that would go into your lineup if you didn't get CD and Pierce. CD and Pierce is not bad, but I probably lean Barkley. It's not a horrible trade, though. You don't have to take a lap or anything like that. I think you missed my super chat, says Steve B. Thoughts on St. Brown once Jameson's back? I assume that's what you meant in your super chat. I appreciate you. I don't see your super chat either. I think some of you had some errors in super chats. Maybe didn't see the error message or something because I don't have them, but maybe they went through. I'm sorry. Please ask me if I forgot your super chat. Put a bunch of question mark emojis. Please don't abuse this system. Put a bunch of question mark emojis and re-ask your question right now, and I'll get to it right now. Smitty, thoughts on St. Brown once Jameson's back? I don't think St. Brown drops off. I think it's more about the ankle. If he's okay, he's gonna be the man. I think he's going to be a top 5 to 7 wide receiver coming off the bye week as long as he gets healthy. Let's stop effing around with the super chat guy, at least till he mentions my non-existent one. All right. Next super chat. And I think this is the end of it. And then if you guys got another one, I'll be able to answer it right away. So I apologize. Kirk, McLaurin, and Gabe Davis for Jamar and Pitts. Give me Jamar and Pitts, and that's pretty easy for me. Nice job. Thank you for the super chat. Jamar for Brees and Gabe Davis. Give me Brees and Gabe Davis over Jamar. But that, you could argue that. All right, I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up on the supers. If you got a new one, drop it. I'll see it right away. And then I've got this one here from W3 says trade for Dillon or Hunt. Give me Dillon rest of season over Hunt. I think Dillon's got that pretty crafty running back 3 flex value, but goes to the moon if he ends up starting, at some point. Higgins for AJ Brown. Give me AJ Brown. Could Mixon and Jeff Wilson for Henry or JT? Mixon and Jeff Wilson for Henry or JT. Give me JT and then Henry, but I take either for that Mixon and Jeff Wilson combo. Should you trade Kelsey for Hayden Hurst? Yeah, Nori, go ahead and pull that off and see if your veto process kicks in and saves you. You get my membership chat, Smitty. Brian, I don't know that I did. Let me go look for it, Brian. Hold on one second. Brian, can you ask it again with some red question marks, my man? Smitty, thoughts on Swift rest of season? He could be a top 12 overall player upon his return. Starting Kenneth Walker or London at the flex. Give me Kenneth Walker. Give me Kenneth Walker. Is Blackbeard in the chat? Kate Key wants to know. Blackbeard, please stand up. With the real Blackbeard, please stand up. Dobbs, I'm on Ross' side. Carter for Brian Robinson. Give me Brian Robinson. Did Arizona signing Taysom Williams get mentioned? No. No. We hadn't talked about anything. Let me pull up the news. I've been live the entire time, and that news just kind of got broke. Taysom Williams, after bouncing from the Ravens to the Colts, Williams now finds himself an Arizona Cardinal. He's okay, but he's not going to get... Oh, I can't. Let me see. Taysom Williams signs with the Cardinals. Not too concerned about that. It's Eno Benjamin time. You know what that tells me? Eno Benjamin's even more valuable because they had to go out and actually get a body. You know what I'm saying? St. Brown for Stevenson. I'd take St. Brown in a heartbeat. St. Brown. I love Stevenson, but that's good sell now value. That's a really good sell now value on Stevenson, and you get St. Brown. Dalvin for Breece. Give me Breece Hall. Give me Breece Hall, baby. Isaac with the super chat. Isaac, appreciate you. I'm all caught up on the super chats now. I think I can keep up as they come in. Would you trade for Swift, Mixon, or Kenneth Walker? Would you trade for Swift, Mixon? I'd go for Swift, then Kenneth Walker, then Mixon in that order. And I think Swift's pretty attainable right now because you're going into the bye week. Studying for my test. Good luck to the peeps on here tonight with your waiver wire pickup. Smitty Rock, smash the like button. Thank you. Appreciate you, Adam. Just asked if you're doing whiteboards today. Brian, I can. If you send me a question, I can definitely whiteboard it for you. Smitty, will JT stay healthy? I believe so, 40. Is that what your question was? I believe so. He's injured right now, so I mean I can't guarantee it, but with the week off, I think he was close enough to play. It was not a high, it wasn't like a high ankle or anything from the reports, and so he if it was a full week of recovery, he probably would have been okay. It was a short turnaround. Start Taysom Hill this week. You start Taysom Hill any week he's playing and on the field. TJ, he was one of the starts of the week last week. He was definitely the tight end play here on the show. We talked about it over and over and over. So people win their leagues because of that. We absolutely smashed. David Montgomery or Miles Sanders? Probably Miles Sanders, but you could go either direction, bro. It's not crazy to start either over the other, you know. Eric with the super chat. JT, Chubb, Breece Hall, Aaron Jones, Damian Pierce. My wide receivers are Evans, Devontae Smith, and Garrett Wilson, Higbee, Hawkinson. Drop Hines for a wide receiver. I would definitely drop Hines for a wide receiver. As far as like what I would do with this team, I would sell Aaron Jones because you got JT, Chubb, and Breece Hall and Damian Pierce. I'd sell Aaron Jones for a wide receiver. I would trade Aaron Jones for St. Brown, who's injured, and I think you could get him a Debo, an AJ Brown potentially. You can afford to make this trade, this type of trade with this team. I like it. Thank you, Eric, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Drop Russ or Carr. Drop both Stream QB. It depends on the stream. It depends on who you get, Ed. I mean, I like Carr a little bit. I like Carr more than Russ. Are the Giants legit this year? Defense is nasty. They're legit enough to win any game at any moment, but are they, what are they looking like long term, this year? I mean, I think that they're not a team that's like a danger at the end of the day this year, but could they beat any team at any moment? Absolutely. Like they've got that hunger and desire. And, that's the way the NFL is now. There are a lot of teams that are very, very close. And even teams like the Lions and the Texans and the Jaguars and these teams that are supposed to be lacking in talent, as long as they got good coaches and they don't have guys like Hackett jobbing the entire organization and offense and game plan and talent level. Like Hackett's destroying player talent. Are the Giants legit? Thank you for that. Is Tariq injured? Yes, Tariq Hill is injured. We don't know how badly. I have Hall, Pierce, Stevenson, Connor, Dobbins, Walker. Who do I trade for? I'd probably keep Hall, probably keep Pierce. I'd probably trade Connor and Dobbins, Stevenson and Dobbins. I try going after wide receivers that are slightly below like the Diggs level. I got offered Jamar Chase and Lockett for Cup. Not enough. 4-1 because of you. No, Eric, because of you, but I appreciate your support. You're doing it all, broski. Congrats. Tyreek for Hall. Give me Hall. Give me Hall. Tyreek's banged up. Tyreek's banged up, and I don't trust the quarterback situation. Where's TP? I don't know. Where's TP? TP, you here? I have a feeling TP left. I was just joshing with them. Texans are going to the Super Bowl, says James. Okay. We'll see you there. See you there, buddy boy. Dobbs or Gordon at the flex. Probably Dobbs. I think Boone's probably the... I don't know. I'm not going... Don't trust Nagy. I keep calling him Nagy. Same thing. Don't trust Adam Gase. Oh, wait. No. It's Hackett. Hackett, Adam Gase, and Nagy. They're all in one. Hackett is a combination of both of them. I'm with do you know TP for real, Vamp? Is that your buddy? That'd be hilarious. If he's there, I want TP to come into the chat because I want to make sure TP's good. I was just messing with him. Need help, Smitty? Whiteboard 2 to 3. Okay, let's do that. $10 holler from both of you.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Let's do these $10 haulers. Brian with a $10 and then Reese with a $10. Reese, I'm going to put you right here. Brian, I'm going to put you right here. Vamp was kidding. I think Vamp was serious. 2 and 3, 8-man league. 8-man. Okay, Mahomes. 8-man league. This is going to look pretty. This should look. You should have an amazing team here. Mahomes, CD Higgins, JT, Stevenson, CD Higgins, Schultz, DK, Pierce, lost Devonte. Okay, sorry to hear that. Well, your team's still good, but you can tell you lost a player because you're in an 8-man league, and Devonte would have stood out in this lineup. So, thoughts on it? Look, I mean, the only thing you can really do, to be honest with you, you could try and sell like a couple of these guys. You have the one guy, the one target that could turn any team around in JT, so you already got him. Stevenson, you could get bold and go after like an A. Jones if you want, using Stevenson and bank on the fact that this guy at any moment turns from everybody's like worried top 8 to 12 running back to everybody's top 5. Like, he's done this before. He goes from being undervalued to being everybody's You can't even read that. To being everybody's all of a sudden top 5 running back. Like, I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm just saying he's a very attractive buy low right now at the cost of a Stevenson, where we don't fully know what the plans are for Stevenson. We like it. Don't sell him low, but try and sell him high. Do I go after a Jamar Chase potentially using Stevenson? Yes, I think that helps you out a ton. Go after Jamar Chase. Yes, I know you got Higgins and Jamar, but Jamar is a very, very good buy low right now at the current cost of entry. Do I trade Stevenson for an A.J. Brown or a St. Brown? Yes. And I know that puts you in a slight bind, but you can throw Pierce in as that running back 2 up here, and then whatever player you're acquiring is going to be a potential flex for you. CD Lamb and Stevenson for one player. That player would have to be at the Diggs or higher level, or you don't make the trade, because Stevenson's already, CD Lamb is already so close to Diggs. He's definitely a step below him, but I would definitely make that move. But I'd rather you go after this other, these are your 2 starting running backs. So I'd rather you go after the Stevenson type deal where you're trading for that player like A.J. Brown or Debo or something like that. Probably not getting Debo, but people are starving for running backs, and I think you can make something like that work. That's what I would try and do if I was you. I don't know who's on waivers. Reese says, how can I improve my roster? Jay Hurts, Devontae Smith, Godwin, Saquon Barkley, Kenneth Walker, Kyle Pitts, Kirk. I'm trading Kirk and D. Hopkins. Swift is amazing once he gets back, so you're going to have Barkley and Swift. You're going to have Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Godwin, Kenneth Walker, Pitts. I like it. I'm trading Godwin, and I'm trading, Godwin and Kirk, Godwin, and potentially, oh man, I wish you had you're going to be good with Swift, Kenneth Walker, and Barkley. It's really upgrading that one wide receiver. Godwin and D. Hopkins for maybe a Jamar Chase type player, for a Devonte Adams. Maybe Devonte Adams gets a 1-game suspension and you're able to wait on him and get him onto your roster. That's something that I would look to do. But Godwin, and maybe you could trade Godwin and Walker and come in and get one of those like undervalued running backs. Like, I don't know who you could get with Godwin and Walker. Let's look at a list. Godwin and Walker for maybe, I don't know that you can do that with a running back. Godwin and Walker for I'd shoot for the moon. I'd ask for a top 3 wide receiver if I was going to go that route. But that's a tough one. But I think definitely getting rid of Godwin and Hopkins for one better wide receiver would be the move to make. Godwin and Hopkins for Debo, Godwin and Hopkins for Adams, Godwin and Hopkins for Diggs, Godwin and Hopkins obviously for anybody higher. Jamar Chase I like. You just don't have, the only other move you can make is trading a potential, I don't want you to get rid of Swift on the low. I don't want you to get rid of Barkley. And honestly, I'd probably just keep Walker, but you could trade Godwin for, I wonder if you could get rid of Godwin and Kirk for Aaron Jones and just have another running back. And then you can maybe flip him or you just hold him. That would be a good move potentially. Thank you, Reese. If you have a follow-up, send it and put some question mark emojis. 1 and 4 need a shake-up. I have Diggs, would like to trade for Lamb and ETN, but I think it's going to be Evans and ETN. I actually like Evans more than I like Lamb going forward, to be honest with you. But I don't think I like that for Diggs. I think I want more for Diggs. I think Diggs commands more. I'd say no. Diggs commands more, bro. Plain and simple. Trade Eckler for Henry and Kirk? No, Kirk is not enough for me. I know Kirk is doing well, but that's not enough. Melvin Gordon, Curtis Samuel for Walker, Garrett Wilson. Take Garrett Wilson and Walker and run. And run. Yeah, and run. Curtis Samuel, Melvin Gordon. That's sorcerer, like magic type stuff. Juice says, let's see, your question is right here. My question was, should I trade Mixon and Sutton for Hill? My other running backs left are Barkley. Trade Mixon and Sutton for Hill. I would probably rather have Hill, and I know that puts you in a bind at running back, but value is value. Maybe you can flip Hill for more. But Sutton and Mixon aren't like, you can get a lot more for Hill, I think. I would just take the value and run and try and figure it out, honestly. $10 holler from Abel.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
$10 holler from Abel. Appreciate you, Abel. Trade away Amon-Ra to receive Walker and Hunt. No, I'm keeping Amon-Ra. I love Walker, but that's too much. Abel, it's too much. You can get more. Amon-Ra was literally a top 6 player before he went out with the ankle injury. And I know that everybody's worried about him, but you can't get rid of him. He's on his way back. He's got a bye week, and he should be healed up. I don't mind you trading him, but I don't think Walker and Hunt is enough. But it's non-PPR, which, you know, makes me waver a little bit, I guess. A little bit. Does anybody disagree with me? Would anybody rather have Walker and Hunt over Amon-Ra in non-PPR? Maybe I'm overvaluing Amon-Ra, but I love him right now. And I think he's a good buy low. In fact, he's on my buy low list because everybody keeps wanting to trade him because they don't want to wait on the bye week. He's one of the best buy lows. He'll be on the buy low video. Mahomes, Kenneth Walker, Mostert, Chase, Mike Williams, Kelsey, Judy, Pickens. Should I trade Judy and Boone for Godwin? I'm not even a Godwin fan, and I smashed that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Absolutely. Trade Chase for Ramondre Waddle. Give me Ramondre Waddle, I suppose. Hernandez for the super chat. Trade Chase, I know, sacrilege, for Godwin and Walker. I don't mind that. Godwin and Walker, it's dynasty. I still don't know if I mind that. I'd probably rather, if it's dynasty, if you need a running back very badly, I probably still lean Chase, man. It's close. Hernandez, I wouldn't make you take a lap over it. That's close, but I don't think I could trade Jamar Chase. Mahomes, Saquon, Swift, Brees, Walker, Amon-Ra, Kirk, London, Pitts. What moves should you look to make your 3 and 2 flex spots? Mahomes, Saquon, Swift, Brees Hall, Walker, Amon-Ra, Sutton, Kirk. I'm trying to trade, so Saquon, Swift, Brees Hall, Walker, 2 flex. So you can start all those running backs. I'm not really worried about trading any of the RBs. I'm letting those RBs ride. Amon-Ra, I love. Kyle Pitts, I'm holding. Wait on him. I know you got to wait, but wait on him. Sutton and Kirk for AJ Brown. Sutton and Kirk in a 2 flex league. This is the one place where you can probably go in and say, I'll give you 2 wide receivers for 1 because it's 2 flex. So you probably have people that are itching to get 2 players for 1. I would trade Sutton and Kirk if it was me. Trade Sutton and Kirk for AJB. Sutton and Kirk for St. Brown. Or I'm sorry, you already have St. Brown. Sutton and Kirk for, let me pull up this list I was looking at here. Sutton and Kirk for Debo. For Tyreek. For AJ Brown. Obviously for guys like Jamar Chase and above. Maybe CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, and you might be dropping off at that point. Maybe Higgins, but you could argue Sutton and Kirk are better than just Higgins being banged up, but I think I'd take the gamble on Higgins. I'd definitely take Jamar Chase for Sutton and Kirk. And I'd do London and Sutton, or London and Kirk, whatever you got to do. Appreciate you, Patrick. Cole, should I trade Lenny for JT? Cole, I'd only do that if you like winning.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Are we really here with JT? Come on, Cole. Really? Really? I take JT in a heartbeat, Cole. I give up 2 Lennys for JT. That's crazy good value. Lenny, you pull that, or Cole. Cole, you pull that off. And we're going to start calling you Uncle Cole instead of calling Lenny Uncle Lenny. You hear me? You heard me? Smitty, Hall and Walker for Jefferson and Adams. Yeah, I'd take Jefferson and Adams and I'd run, Legion. Absolutely run. What's up, Smitty? Chase, Pittman, Monty for Diggs and Aaron Jones. Chase, Pittman, Monty. Give me Diggs and Aaron Jones. That's pretty easy. All right, Jeff Wilson or Dobbins. Give me Jeff Wilson for now, Dobbins for the long term. You trading Debo or AJ Brown? You trading for Debo or AJ Brown? I'm trading for both of them. Brown has a better QB and schedule. Debo has a higher floor. I like both of them. They're both like neck and neck. Would trade Tyreek for Amon-Ra. Yeah, but I'd love to do this, like execute it after the game start because Amon-Ra's gonna buy. But you know what's going to be interesting, and I love this part of fantasy football. So, you know, I love when buy low, sell high season comes, weeks 2 through 6, because people freak out. You can buy low, sell high. You know, the second wave of this type of thing, the second wave is of like weirdness is when the bye weeks happen for some players and not others. So after Amon-Ra's had a bye here, the bye weeks right here. After Amon-Ra has a bye, after Pierce has a bye, after the Raiders and Titans players have buys, then you go after those players, especially like a guy like Amon-Ra who's worried about his ankle. Once he's got the bye week out of the way, what kind of value does that hold in a sell situation and a buy situation? So I can't wait for that to happen. So that'll be absolutely phenomenal once those bye weeks can be factored in to the trades. And you go after players that have already had their bye. What value could I get from Mike Williams or Hollywood? I would say, like, you could try for a Walker. Probably won't land a Walker. You could try for an ETN using Mike Williams. You could try for an ETN using Hollywood. Those aren't bad side steps into a running back if you need an RB. Am I keeping the Cheetah? Probably not if I can flip him for something safe. Thomas, PPR traded... This is kind of long, Thomas. Traded Kelsey and Sanders for Adams, Etienne, and Hawkinson last week. Kelsey and Sanders for Adams and Etienne. You could argue either side. I mean, Kelsey blew up, so it's easy to say that side's better. But super chat here from Abel again, a $5 holler. Follow-up question: trading Amon-Ra to get Walker and Hunt in a non-PPR because I already have Evans, Hollywood, Gabe Davis, Gallup. Does the trade keep Amon-Ra? I would love if you could get like a Pittman back or something instead of Hunt. But can I get a vote on this one again, guys? I'm sorry. Amon-Ra to get Walker and Hunt in his situation. He's got Hollywood, Evans, Gabe Davis. Would you rather have Amon-Ra or Walker and Hunt? Can you please vote for my boy Abel so Abel can get the proper answer? Reeves, 2 QB Superflex 8-team league. I have Brady, Russ, Dak, Stevenson, Melvin Gordon, Mostert, AJ Brown, Pittman, Higgins, Mike Williams, Sutton. Okay, Hopkins, any trade advice? Yeah, you could trade. I would keep as my core. I would keep. I don't mind your quarterback situation in a super flex. Like Russ is not a bad second quarterback. I like Brady. You're kind of good there, and it's hard to upgrade quarterbacks in a super flex anyway. So Steve, your running backs are where you want to focus. I think you've got Stevenson, you've got Mostert. You're doing okay there, but not amazingly. So I'm trading Mostert on the high, and I'm trading Mike Williams and Mostert, Sutton and Mostert, DJ Moore and Mostert, Hopkins and Mostert. And I'm trying to get into an Aaron Jones, who's probably the cheapest RB1 in fantasy right now, that has risk, of course, but he's also got a grip of upside. Other running backs that are going to be cheap that have running back one potential: Swift, because he's going on the bye, and you still don't know if he's fully 100. Dalvin Cook is a risky buy, but a decent buy. And that's kind of like Naji potentially. Like, you might be one of the only people I'm like, you should go after Naji using Sutton or Mike Williams or DJ Moore. I wouldn't touch A.J. Brown. I wouldn't touch Pittman. I wouldn't touch Higgins. I wouldn't touch Gabe Davis. I think you got potential to go get Najee for Hopkins straight up, for Sutton straight up, for Mike Williams straight up. Adding maybe, I wouldn't even give Mostert up in that situation. Melvin Gordon and Sutton, Melvin Gordon and Mike Williams, Melvin Gordon and DJ Moore, Melvin Gordon and Hopkins for Naji Harris. You're the only person in the world I'm going to tell to go get Najee, but you could use that gamble potentially. But I'd rather you get Aaron Jones, to be quite honest with you. Amon-Ra side, Amon-Ra side, Amon-Ra side. Walker and Hunt side, Amon-Ra side. Gilbert, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Abel. Gilbert, E.T., appreciate you. Did I fumble the bag? Traded Aaron Jones, Pierce, and Mike Williams for Higgins and Mark Andrews. Aaron Jones, Pierce, and Mike Williams for Higgins. No. I don't think you fumbled the bag. E.T. says, PPR, 1 and 4. Henry, Aaron Jones, Waller for Chubb and Andrews. Give me... you could argue this, but give me Chubb and Andrews. You could argue it, but Chubb and Andrews for me. Can't win. 5 PPR. 0.5 PPR. Need a running back. Brady, JJ, Debo, Godwin, McLaurin, Gordon, Dillon, Pollard, Pitts, Taysom, Rashad White. I'd maybe trade Taysom on the high. I'd maybe trade Taysom and Godwin. I know you already got Dillon, but Aaron Jones is still one of the best buy lows. Cook is a good buy low. Keep JJ, keep Debo. Keep Dillon because he's cheap. Taysom Hill and McLaurin. Taysom Hill and Godwin. These are your potential ways into an Aaron Jones, a Dalvin Cook. Injured players. Swift. And I know you're in a position where you probably need wins and you can't wait on Swift, but the bye week's going to make them ultra cheap. Gordon and potentially Taysom Hill and Godwin for Swift. I think that's doable. McLaurin, Gordon, and Taysom Hill for Swift or for Aaron Jones. Those are probably the 2 cheapest players. And then you're, I guess, another person I would say you could take a gamble on Najee giving up Gordon and maybe McLaurin, or Gordon and Godwin. You know, those would be solutions for you that would only help you in your situation more than help anybody else. Those are tough spots to be in. Had someone offer me Woods for Gabe Davis. That's crazy, Hoovy. Get out of here with that stuff, guys. Okay to drop B Cooks. I don't know. It depends on the ad. I lost Devonte and Patterson. I need a running back too. How much fab out of 200 on Eno? I'd probably drop it depends. Does anybody drop 50%? If they typically do for a guy like that, I would drop 105. If they drop, mostly 25%, I'd drop 30. I would definitely go above the norm because I think Eno's a really good ad. All right, guys, I've been live for 3 straight hours. 3 straight hours today. This is crazy. I gotta jump for now. 3 straight hours. I appreciate all your super chats, all your support. You guys are absolutely unbelievable. I have the best followers in the world. I'm live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday, just like today. This is that show, 7 p.m. Eastern. It is now, 10 p.m. Eastern? We've been live for 3 hours. 7 p.m. Eastern every Monday through Friday, and whenever news breaks. I appreciate every single one of you watching. I will see you all tomorrow, maybe tonight. I think because I went live so long, I don't know. I might do a Q&A tonight. I will see you all later, though. Appreciate every single one of you. If anybody super chats while I leave, ask me in the questions, and I will look for it. Should I drop Dobbs or DJ Moore, Bateman, or Akers? I did answer this one. I did answer this, broski. I said don't drop Akers because he's trade bait. I'd probably drop Bateman or Dobbs, and I guess flip a coin on that one. But I wouldn't drop DJ Moore or Akers because they have the most trade value. And I don't love them, but you could throw them into a deal, and it could do okay. Thanks to Smitty, I did Hall plus Pickens for JT and Mike Williams. I like that. I like Hall, but I love getting JT. Trade away Pierce and Hollywood for JT. I would take JT in that situation. It's not that it's bad. Smitty, a beast. Thank you. Appreciate it. I do my best. I didn't miss your super chat to Rob, but I did take care of you. I read it again. I'm almost positive I got to that earlier, but who knows? Maybe I didn't, but I'm pretty sure I did. Would trade JT and Judy for Andrews and Lenny? No. I'm taking JT and Judy. It's arguable. If you love Leonard Fournette, then the Andrews and Lenny side might win, but I don't love Fournette. Have Hall, Wilson, and Stevenson. Yeah, I don't think I'm making that trade. Can I send one more? Hurry up, Michael. Hurry up. Hurry up, Michael. I'm waiting. I'll wait for you. My opponent has Chubb, Barkley. Okay. Don't worry about your opponent. Worry about you. You got this. Jags or Browns defense. I don't know. Let's break that down tomorrow when I can actually analyze it. Stevenson for Kamara rest of season. Give me Kamara. But I do love Stevenson. But give me Kamara. We still don't know fully what's. That's why Stevenson's a good sell. He'll be on my sell list. I'm not buying him because he's not cheap, but I'm holding him if the deal's not right. But I'm selling Stevenson if I can because we don't really fully know what we're dealing with. I did the Swift for Kamara trade you told me to do 2 weeks ago, and it paid off. Thanks, Smitty. Appreciate you too, Raw. Nice work on that. Higby, Aaron Jones for Kelsey. Good. Yeah, I'd take Kelsey in a heartbeat, my broski. Matt, appreciate you. Is it too late to send one? No, I'm waiting for you, Michael. I'm waiting for you, bro. Send it. Hurry. Hurry, Michael. Evans and Mixon for JT Smitty. I'd take JT in a heartbeat, my broski. My opponent has Chubb. Okay. Michael, send it. Trade Mike Williams for Kenneth Walker. I'd take Kenneth Walker in a heartbeat. JT plays week 6-7, brother Smitty. JT plays week 6-7. Yeah, I mean, I don't think JT misses another game, but who knows? He could have a setback. Would you guys trade Kamara and Dobbins for JT and Curtis Samuel? I'd take JT. I'd take JT, my guy. Michael with the super chat coming in clutch. Like he said, 16-team standard head-to-head. Giving Debo and Huntley. Caleb Huntley. Getting Swift and Woods. This is even Steven territory, Michael. Like, if I'm drafting today, Debo and Swift could be neck and neck. Debo's a tad bit safer, but if you need an RB more than you need a wide receiver, Swift is fine. It's a good gamble to take. There's also a little injury risk with Debo, given how he's used and how he's shaking free that injury tag that he's had for, it's not fair to give him an injury label, but they run him very, very aggressively. So there's some injury risk there too, but there's injury risk with Swift. We don't even know if his shoulder is good to go. I lean Debo, but if you need a running back very badly, I'm okay with the Swift side, but this is as even Steven as it gets, my bro. As even as it gets, literally. I got offered JT for CD and Miles Sanders. I take JT and I run, bro. What can I get for DK Metcalf? I need a running back or wide receiver. Aaron Jones would be a fantastic go-get for DK right now. Fantastic. Walker, Pierce, Breece Hall, obviously. You might have to give a little bit more. Smitty, you missed my super chat. Let me see. The best. I don't see the best of super chat either. I don't know if there's an issue today. So, Conway, I'm sorry, Conway. Can you re-ask it real quick, the best? I don't know which question it was. Trade Naji Pickens for D. Harris and Kenneth Walker. Okay. Give me Kenneth Walker, I suppose, but you're rolling the dice trading Naji that low, and you're also rolling the dice by keeping him. You have to understand that. If you're trading Naji right now, you have to understand holding him or trading him. There's risk in both. Ernest. Trade away Pierce and Hollywood for JT. I didn't miss yours. I got to that. JT, I take JT in a heartbeat. I like Pierce, but I take JT in a heartbeat. I didn't miss that one. I remember answering that one. You might have stepped out for a moment. Appreciate you, Ernest. JT and Hines or Connor, Mike Williams. JT and Hines or Connor, Mike Williams, and Curtis Samuel. That's not even close, Nate. Nate, take a lap for even asking that.
Take a lap.
JT side by a million miles, my guy. A million miles. Great show tonight. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. Lenny for Waddle. I guess I'd take Waddle, but I'm avoiding both of them. I'd go after like Jamar Chase. You know? Trade Chase for Ramondre and Waddle. It's arguable. I'd probably rather have Chase, I suppose. All right. Appreciate you guys. Taysom Hill startable. Is Taysom Hill startable? Does someone want to let him know? Can someone let him know in the chat?
Initiate full load drop.
I don't think I'd be initiating full load drop on the waiver wire.
Initiate full load drop.
For a guy that's not startable. You know what I'm saying, broski? I'll see you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. If I miss your super chat, please, please, please put like red question mark emojis. Don't abuse that. I'll know if you did it or not. Please put red question mark emojis and ask me your question in the comments. I'll see you all tomorrow or possibly tonight. Hopefully I'll be live tonight, guys. I appreciate every one of you.
Initiate full load drop.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.